And here we are, once again. But here tonight, no New York Knicks, instead the prime time event here tonight is the Atlanta Hawks taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. And yes, indeed, this does have Eastern Conference ramifications here tonight. Who's going to end up in what seeding? What are the playoff brackets going to end up like? Obviously, we still have the final day of the regular season to really truly see where all the chips lie. But here tonight could go a long way in deciding where these two teams land. Let's go ahead, let's lock in, and let's start the show. Yes, indeed, we are indeed back yet again here tonight. Another Eastern Conference showdown. This is and should be the game of the night. We can go through the NBA slate, but we pick them purposely. I'll tell you that. YOLO, WYOLO, Banker, Brandon with the Brandon. Hawks or Cavs. For the money line, I don't know, brother. That's up to you. Zane, what's up, Zane? George Pearson, what's up, George? My guy Joseph earlier in the chat. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. We could also go through the standings. We can go through the rest of the NBA slate. But, of course, we're going to start with the best player on the road team, as always. And that is indeed going to be Jalen Johnson of the Atlanta Hawks now. So good this season, in fact, that they traded former franchise cornerstone Trae Young in favor of now moving on and building around the more complete player with the larger upside, Jalen Johnson, who's having a phenomenal season. He will be on one of the three All-NBA teams. Heck, even if there were no longer the played games requirement of 65 games, it's going to eliminate a handful of star players. Maybe not a handful, but 3 or 4 star players here. Jalen Johnson would still make the All-NBA team. Probably third team, but he's had that good of a season. I mean, when you look at his counting stats, 24, 10.5, and 8 is absolutely ridiculous. He's a walking triple-double threat every single night. Going through the rest of the slate here, the only other game that could have possibly been interesting was the Trailblazers taking on the Spurs, but the Spurs are sitting a bunch of their guys here tonight. Victor Wembanyama with the injury. So, Zane said basically Spider and the Beard versus the Birds. Pretty much. We'll go through the Cavs as well. As a matter of fact, before we really start taking off and going through each team's rotation here, let's pull up the injury reports, because I know the Cavs have been dealing with a couple injuries here, sitting guys out, just trying to make sure that they're healthy for their playoff run. If we go through it, Tyson is out. Mitchell is playing. He was questionable coming in, but he is indeed playing. Dean Wade is questionable. Thomas Bryant is out, but not really that big part of the rotation, even if he were going to play, which I don't think he would have. But Dean Wade is a decent part of their rotation who's going to be out today. Donovan Mitchell is available to play. He was questionable coming in. And Jalen Tyson was downgraded to doubtful, so he'll likely be out here tonight. As far as the Atlanta Hawks go, pretty much a clean bill of health outside of their backup center in Jock Landale. It's a decent loss for them, especially, whenever you lose a rotation player, it's always going to be a decent loss for you. But Jock Landale not available for the Atlanta Hawks here tonight. So let's go through Jalen Johnson. We just watched an Atlanta Hawks game as they took on the New York Knicks a couple of days ago, and what ended up being an absolute barn burner all the way down to the end, where CJ McCollum's half-court heave three-point attempt went in, but ultimately did not count. It was still on his fingertips after the buzzer officially sounded. After 0.0 hit the clock, CJ McCollum was still technically touching the ball. Therefore, the shot did not count, and ultimately the Atlanta Hawks, instead of going into overtime and competing for what could have been a win against the Knicks, ended up going down 108-105. So they're looking for some semblance of revenge. They're also looking to hold on to their seeding position here. They are sitting as the 5th seed here in the Eastern Conference. Here's the thing, if they hold on to this 5th seed, which I tend to think they likely are capable of doing so, if they do end up holding on to this 5th seed, they would be matched up with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, the Cavs may not end up being the 4th seed. They're still battling for the 3 seed with the New York Knicks right now. But if everything remains true to where it is right now, this is indeed a possible and a pretty likely first round matchup between the Cleveland Cavaliers as the 4th seed and the Atlanta Hawks as the 5th seed. So we are fully in playoff preview mode right now. Jalen Johnson is going to have his hands full tonight going up against the double big lineup of Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, who are both healthy here tonight and ready to go to play. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Atlanta Hawks forwards take on the Cleveland Cavaliers forwards, because oftentimes that feels like the name of the game when you play the Cavs, because Donovan Mitchell is going to do what he does. Now that they have James Harden, for the most part, is going to do what he does. You want to stay, true in front of them and just make it difficult for them. But the players you really want to try and take out of a game when you play the Cavs is their front line. Can you minimize Mobley? Can you minimize Jared Allen? And if you can do those things, you have a pretty good shot of taking down the Cleveland Cavaliers. There's only so much their guards can do. Dan Johnson, what's up, Dan? Knicks give away Jalen Johnson for nothing. They gave away Jalen Johnson for nothing? I was not aware of that, brother. Trapped in the 90s. What's up, Trapped? Joseph Taylor. What's up, Joseph? Let's go, Cavs. We got a pretty good game ahead of us here tonight. Oda Austin, as always. Appreciate you, Oda. So let's go. Nickeil Alexander-Walker has been a walking flamethrower, the human embodiment of on fire here in the NBA the past couple of weeks. He had an absolutely ridiculous game against the New York Knicks the other day in which he could barely miss, hit 8 threes in that game, put up 36 points, but could not outduel Jalen Brunson in the fourth quarter. And you saw the true disparity between a player having a great season, maybe even an all-star caliber season, just an absolute fantastic season from Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and the difference between a true blue star who knocks on the door, who flirts with superstardom, in Jalen Brunson. A guy who can close the game out and a guy who's capable of getting hot on any given night. That was the true difference there. Alexander Walker's going to have his hands full here today, taking on Donovan Mitchell and James Harden, two guys who are physically bigger than him, as opposed to taking on Jalen Brunson, who is physically smaller than him. So it's going to be an interesting matchup to see how the Atlanta Hawks match up with the perimeter play and the inside play, as we've already talked about, of the Cleveland Cavaliers team. Who's mostly healthy with Donovan Mitchell available, James Harden available, their core 4 available. Mobley, Allen, Harden, and Mitchell all playing here tonight. Trav in the 90s said, who do you got winning? I mean, if we just sit here and break down the rosters and the rotations, the Cleveland Cavaliers are the better team, right? Ian Parkins with up, Ian. Let's go Hawks. Here we go. Another one, Ian. We got another Hawks game on deck. Time for some semblance of a get-back game for the Atlanta Hawks here today. And CJ McCollum, the man of the hour, the man whose fingers were just this little too long, holding on to the ball for literally a fraction of a second too long. If he gets that shot off, they throw 5 more minutes up on the clock, and the Knicks and the Hawks continue to do battle. But instead, they wave off his 3-point half-court heave at the end there, and the Atlanta Hawks end up going down for the first time in over a month at home. Here today on the road at Cleveland, they're going to have their hands full a little bit more with a mostly healthy Cavs team. They're missing a couple of guys here and there, but one of the things I'm interested in watching this Cavs team is I have not seen their starting lineup in action yet. We have not covered a game this season so far with the Cleveland Cavaliers and their full assortment of players available to them, specifically the starting lineup of Mitchell, Harden, Max Strus, who's made his return, Mobley and Allen. So that's going to be interesting to see how guys like CJ McCollum and Nickeil Alexander match up out on the perimeter against a Harden and a Mitchell. And then you throw in a Max Strus in there as well. TT in the morning. What's up, TT? Here, Kate is likely to play against the Bucks today. I did hear he was rounding into form to play. I know he was questionable, but likely to play today is a great sign for Cade Cunningham of the Detroit Pistons. It's very fun, very exciting. We will but we will keep track. We'll check the box scores. We'll see if Cade Cunningham does indeed play. He's likely to play. If he does indeed play, we will keep track and see how he performs here today in his first game back. That'd be fun. That would be fun. Dyson Daniels, talking about having your hands full, he will be relied upon to cover in instances and in spurts both Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. We know we've documented pretty well his offensive struggles this season. 11.5, 6.4, 5.7. The three-point shooting is absolutely dreadful this season. The free throw shooting, not good. He can knock down shots inside the paint. He's got a nice flip shot, a nice floater. He goes to every now and again, a decent finisher down there. But for the most part, he's really been disruptive offensively. As good as he is defensively, he has been equally as bad offensively this year. And it's something he's going to have to clean up if he wants to continue to be a part of the solution and stop being part of the problem, right? You can't be this disastrous offense. There's being a poor three-point shooter and being an absolute non-threat, disaster, net negative to your team from three-point range. And under 20% is absolutely horrendous. I'm sure if I go and check up the newly updated stats for Dyson Daniels, is probably closer to 20, maybe even slightly above 20, but it has been absolutely putrid all season. We've documented it all year long. MBM, what's up, MBM? Dyson Daniels is so good as a perimeter defender that you just need him to be average offensively, and he would be so phenomenal for your team. But because the offense is so disruptive, it shrinks the court so much to such a degree for the Atlanta Hawks. It's hard to stick with a lineup that just doesn't work as well as it absolutely should. Right? Dyson Daniels is not this bad of a three-point shooter. I'm not sure what happened. He was always a bad three-point shooter, but hovering around 30%. Under 20 is ridiculous. 40 Scope, what's up, 40 Scope? Onyeka Okongwu has become the starting center on this Atlanta Hawks team. Once upon a time, I once thought of Onyeka Okongwu as capable of stepping up and leading an NBA defense at the center position. And we got it this season, and I haven't been too impressed with his ability to lead a defense. I think he's been good, solid. He's not been bad per se, but his size is really hurting the Atlanta Hawks. As a center, his size probably dictates more so that he should be a little bit more of a wing. Lano Monozoblano, always busy, yes sir. The games don't stop, so neither will I. 40 Scope, my brother, appreciate you, big dog. Derek Young, what's up, Derek? Is Donovan Mitchell playing tonight? Yes, Donovan Mitchell is playing. He's available to play. He's in the starting lineup. He's ready to go. Jay Hammer, what's up, Jay Hammer? Ben Wallace wasn't that big, but he played big. He was strong as an ox. He had a very long wingspan, incredible timing, and a very high vertical. Onyeka Okongwu doesn't necessarily have those things to his game right now. Whereas, so one of the things he's developed in his game to allow him to play the center position is developing a three-point shot, which allows him to pull other centers away from the basket. What happens, though, is that teams sometimes will slide their wings over to guys on like Onyeka Okongwu, like the Knicks did the other night where they put OG Anunoby on him. And what really happens is you kind of just take away his ability to shoot threes by having a wing on him to close the airspace, but also you are no longer taking advantage of any size he may bring you on the inside, and it's hurt his rebounding. Only 7.4 rebounds as a starting center, not great. And what you're relying on is an undersized center, an Onyeka Okongwu, and an undersized power forward. Maybe not undersized power forward, but a smaller power forward in Jalen Johnson to really secure your inside. And while those guys are versatile, long wing defenders, decent rim protectors as well, they're not great at it. And so there just seems to be this glass ceiling for the Atlanta Hawks right now that in order to fully break through it, either Okongwu has to develop better big man skills and as a better rim protector, or they're going to need to go out and find him a running mate at the center position that can do those things for this team. Doing too much with them doing too much. Felipe, what's up, Felipe? I took Atlanta plus 3.5. Hogs do or die. Ebony, what's up, Ebony? Claw David, what's up, Claw? Who should I bet on to win? That's up to you, brother. This is your money. I can't tell you how to spend your money. We go off the bench. Corey Kispert has not been a part of their rotation. We saw against the New York Knicks, it was somebody they just did not really choose to go with as a part of their rotation, which I assume as we get to the final couple of games of the regular season here that players, teams specifically, are going to start, and coaches and teams battling for playoff positioning and whatnot, and getting ready and preparing themselves for the playoff run, are going to start leaning into more playoff rotations for a lot of these games, especially against high-caliber teams like these two teams going at it here tonight. And Corey Kispert was not part of the solution, it seemed like, when the Atlanta Hawks took on the New York Knicks the other day. So we'll see. Maybe he gets in the game today, but at this point, I doubt he's a part of the game plan for the Atlanta Hawks moving forward, which seems odd to me because Corey Kispert's capable, but maybe not capable enough. Instead, we get Zachary Riza-Shea minutes. And here's the thing. I get why Riza-Shea is playing. I get why he's in the rotation over Corey Kispert. Corey Kispert, the older player, the veteran player coming over in the Trae Young trade that got them C.J. McCollum. I would have thought he would have been inserted right into that rotation. He has not been. Eric Lyerly, what's up, Eric? What's up, Eric? Right? But they bring in Zachary Riza-Shea, and he just has not been impressive this year. He's been an absolute disappointment, and he's been relegated to the bench after the trades that the Atlanta Hawks did to get rid of Trae Young, or to move on from Trae Young, I should phrase it as. And he just hasn't really provided a whole lot of net positive for this Atlanta Hawks team, which, I think at worst, Corey Kispert is providing you movement and three-point shooting. I don't know what Zachary Riza-Shea is providing you. And if this Atlanta Hawks team really feels like they can make noise come playoff time, their best option to do so would be to sit Zachary Riza-Shea for the playoff run and lean more towards into like a Corey Kispert type of role player off the bench, because that guy knows his role. He has an NBA level skill set. While Zachary Riza-Shea, I'm not sure what he does well in the NBA level right now. Now, he's only 20 years old. He's still improving. He was the number 1 overall pick a year ago. Obviously, he's not panning out too well. But, the only reason why he's ahead of the rotation of some guys right now is because of that draft positioning, is because of how much the Atlanta Hawks have already invested into a guy like Riza-Shea. They need him to work out. And right now, he's not holding up his end of the bargain. Doing too much. Appreciate you, brother. 40 Scopes said East standings are running tight. No room for error. None whatsoever. Now we get to the Cleveland Cavaliers portion of this rundown here. And this is going to be fun. This is going to be interesting. This is my first time watching the Cleveland Cavaliers in quite some time. A couple of weeks since we've covered a Cavs game. We get to Donovan Mitchell. 28, 4, 6. All things we know and expect of Donovan Mitchell at this point in his career and what he's capable of. I've been very complimentary of Donovan Mitchell this season. Pretty helter-skelter season from the Cleveland Cavaliers, especially health-wise. So they dealt with the Garland thing. They've dealt with Mobley and Jared Allen both in and out of the lineup. And the one constant, the one mainstay on this team that helped keep this Cavs team head above water, treading water this season, has been Donovan Mitchell. Right, as Max Strus missed like 3/4 of the season, only recently coming back in the last couple of weeks here, has been Donovan Mitchell just absolutely being a star/superstar level player, holding the team up almost single-handedly, almost, not entirely, almost single-handedly. An absolutely fantastic year for Donovan Mitchell. Honestly, in my opinion, a pretty underrated season for Donovan Mitchell with all the things that transpired for this Cavs team overall, for him to just stay the course, keep them alive, keep them chugging along. It didn't look great at times. They had some ugly losses. They had some losses they definitely should not have lost. And yet, here they are. Here they are. Still battling for the 3 seed with the New York Knicks. They're only 1 back in the loss column. A win here would go a long way as the Knicks' schedule only gets tougher. They have Boston coming up tomorrow. They have a Toronto game. They have a Charlotte game. So absolutely could happen for the Cleveland Cavaliers in order to move up here. I think Donovan Mitchell has been spectacular. He's not my favorite player in the world, but man, you got to recognize when a guy really steps up and help his team out. He's been fantastic this year. We go over now to Evan Mobley. Surprised I have Mobley second. Not going to lie. We go now to Evan Mobley, who honestly should be first, right? The Cleveland Cavaliers are banking on Evan Mobley at some point to develop into the best player on this team. He just really hasn't, right? Ebony said he has been great. He's been pretty dang great, man. He's been pretty dang great. Creative. What's up, Creative? Happy to see you again, brother. Evan Mobley has been underwhelming. I don't want to say disappointing or anything like that, because he's been mostly what he was last year for the most part, if not maybe slightly worse. But Colossal Thadens, what's up, Colossal? Guess what? What's up, Colossal? What's going on, brother? Evan Mobley, Knicks losing tomorrow? We'll see, brother. That's why we tune into the games. I really can't wait for it. It's a very, very good litmus test and barometer for both of those teams. Are the Knicks truly back to finding, their competitive spirit after a couple of disappointing games on the road a couple of weeks ago, about a week ago? And are the Boston Celtics really, truly ready with Jason Tatum back to go out and compete for a championship this year. It's going to be a fun one. I expect it to be a close game. I expect it to come down to the wire, and may the best team win. Ebony said, I think the Cavs got out there and blow them out. Can go out there and blow them out. If a blowout were to happen, I would expect it to come from the Cavs. Not that Atlanta is incapable of blowing out the Cavs tonight. They can. But if there were any team that was going to blow out the other tonight, I would take the Cleveland Cavaliers blowing out the Atlanta Hawks. Like I said, this is right now the way the standings are situated. It is likely that this ends up being the 4-5, and this is indeed a playoff preview here tonight. Creative said, I got the Cavs. I think I'm leaning towards the Cavs too. CEO King, what's up, CEO? Listening from work, make it a good one. Appreciate you, CEO King. Hope you're having a good time tonight. Kwame Robinson, what's up, Kwame? The Knicks will win tomorrow for sure. I hope so. I hope so, man. It's going to be a tough one for sure. Celtics got a bone to pick with the Knicks. They eliminated them last year, and they're playing well. They just threw some ice, some cold water over the Charlotte Hornets, the flaming hot Charlotte Hornets the other night that we watched, and it was a fun one. But down the stretch, Boston took over. So, Colossus said, my boy Nas torching the Cavs tonight. It's going to take a lot more than, we saw Nickeil Alexander-Walker just absolutely incapable of missing. Knocked down just contested shot after contested shot against the New York Knicks, and they still managed to lose that game. So it's not going to be enough for Nickeil Alexander-Walker to go off tonight because he's there, and especially tonight as the Cleveland Cavaliers coming in healthy, they got options on options on options, and I don't know if there's necessarily a good matchup for Alexander-Walker. Maybe they're going to put him on Donovan Mitchell here tonight, and they'll put Dyson Daniels on James Harden, just a bigger, stronger body, but we'll see. We'll see what the matchups are when we start it. David Haas Jr., what's up, David? Let's go, Hogs. Claw David, what's up, Claw? I bet on Atlanta to win. Hopefully they get it. Hopefully, brother, I'm rooting for you. Antoine Thomas, what's up, Antoine? How's it going tonight? Job said the Celtics are the hottest team right now in the NBA. To be honest, in my opinion, they beat OKC, the Hornets. They've been cooking. They have indeed been cooking, man. They've been cooking. They got Jason Tatum back, and they stumbled slightly as to be expected with Tatum returning. And it was like, all right, now we got to work our way and feel our way into this new situation. And, now that they've done that, they're off and running and they're hooping. CEO King said, I got Atlanta, Cleveland. Been real iffy since they got Harden. Oh, you got Atlanta. Cleveland's been real iffy since they got Harden. A bit. They've also dealt with some injuries, though, to give them a fair shake here. They've dealt with some injuries. Mitchell in and out of the lineup. Mobley and Jared Allen both in and out of the lineup. I want to see, and they're all four of their core four healthy here tonight, available to play. So I'm going to be interested to see what they look like along with Max Strus in the starting lineup. Finally, we get a mostly healthy Cavs team. They're still missing a couple of guys off the bench. No Jalen Tyson tonight. Banker Brandon said, I put my money on Cleveland. Let's do it. I'm hoping for a good game tonight. You guys know me. Back to Mobley, though, in the rundown. Mobley, like I said, a pretty underwhelming season. They were really banking on Evan Mobley taking at least a little bit of a lead this season. As a matter of fact, regressed a little bit in his three-point shooting. The confidence seems to wane with that perimeter shot. Has not really developed a high post game or a mid-range game in the slightest. The defense is very good, but not game-changing per se. The rebounding continues to be a bit of a bugaboo here for this Cleveland team, including Evan Mobley, maybe specifically Evan Mobley. And he just has been a bit underwhelming. Like I said, a lot of the same of what he was last year, a little bit of a plateau season. They're obviously still extremely young, 24 years old. They're hoping for some more improvement as his career goes on, but it has not been a confidence-building season for the future of Evan Mobley here. Can he pop and become a star? Can he become an all-star, an all-NBA level performer? Right now, I don't know. It's not looking great for the future of Evan Mobley in terms of becoming a star. Obviously, a very good player. Kamalu, what's up, Kamalu? Who do you think will win for Portland versus Spurs? No Wembanyama, no Steph Castle for San Antonio tonight. But Portland's in the play-in, so yeah, Portland. I'll take Portland. I don't know how healthy Portland is, but we could go with Portland, I guess. David said, Knicks need the Cavs to lose one, and we need to win one, and we get the 3 seed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Jimmy Pope, what's up, Jimmy? Hope y'all beat the Hawks. Who's y'all? Who's y'all, brother? I'm not a fan of either one of these teams. Joseph, what's up, Joseph? I love the Hawks as a Knicks fan, chef, so I hope the Hawks win. Felipe said Thursday versus the Celtics. You live? Of course, brother, of course. We don't miss Knicks games. Blaze Blindu, what's up, Blaze? Wait, Wemby, and Castle out versus Portland. Yep. Y'all seen how good Portland was playing against Denver. Anyone think they can take out the Spurs? They can, especially no Wemby, no Castle. I'd probably lean Portland here tonight against the San Antonio Spurs. He said Portland is at full strength, so I'm going to lean Portland in that one. I'll lean Portland. Kamalu said, when does the game start? This game starts in about 10 minutes. 7 o'clock is the advertised start time, but tip-off time is 10 minutes after that. So we'll be tipping off in about 10 more minutes. Justice Dad, what's up, Justice Dad? Teams just battle with the Nuggets. The T-Wolves versus Nuggets series is going to be wild. Absolutely insane series yet again. 3 years in a row, right? Or I don't know. Third time they're going to be meeting in the playoffs, though, right? David Oz Jr. said, if the Yanks, it's Yanks night and Chicago PD. Chicago PD, I see you, brother. Not my show of choice, but I see you. Antoine Thomas said, keep painting this Picasso of an audio visual as you can get as a commentator, my brother, 100%. Appreciate you, Antoine. Appreciate you, big dog. Ebony said, Harden over 30? I don't know. He's going to have a tough matchup tonight with Dyson Daniels and Alexander Walker shadowing him all night. Jimmy Pope with the subscription. Appreciate you, Jimmy. Hope you're having a good time tonight. Thank you for that. Felipe said, you got a loyal fan base. Appreciate you, Felipe. I just, I don't know. I just like basketball, and I like people who like basketball. Right? And I try to keep it as basketball focused as possible. It's a basketball show. It's not a betting show. It's not a casual show. Like, I'm locked in. Right? I'm locked into the game. I'm locked into the stats. Let's talk about basketball. Let's hoop. AOD, what's up, AOD? Just that said Sevi pitching for the homeless A's. Felipe said, mods in chat, sub from Northern Cali, Golden State Warriors fan. Appreciate you, Felipe. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you tuning in to a non-Warriors game with us, though. Appreciate you, man. David said, when first round of the playoffs start, what channel is East first round games on? No idea. I have no idea how it's working, David. Usually they do East games or specific series are tied to specific channels. I have no idea how they're doing it this year with the new TV deal. Right? First season with the new TV deal, I have no idea how it's working. I was about to look it up, and I don't even know how to necessarily look it up. I was like, what do I type in? I don't know. Fung Pei, what's up, Fung Pei? Slap the likes. I don't have the proper subscriptions to watch the game. I'm just going to trust whatever you say. Appreciate you, Fung Pei. Real Art Manifest, what's up, Real Art? I need these bum Hawks to win to help the Knicks. I think either way we'll be fine. As long as the Knicks take care of their business, they can hold on to that 3 seed, right? All you got to do is not lose. David said East used to be TNT, and it used to be so simple. We knew we were tuning into TNT to watch our East playoff games, and now I don't know. Now I don't know where I'm going to be tuning into. I don't know if they're tied to a specific channel or a specific streamer. I don't know if specific series are tied to specific streamers. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work this year. It sucks. I'm just as blind as you guys are. I'm just going to show up wherever the games are and find them. I'm just going to look them up and find them. Blaze said, this is the first game the Clippers playing OKC this season. Wonder how Kawhi matches up. Interesting. This late in the season, it's the first time they're matching up. Hard to believe. All right, let's keep it going, though. We have about 5 minutes to go. We still have a couple of guys to go for the Cleveland Cavaliers, including the trade deadline acquisition, the surprise of the trade season, in my opinion, James Harden moving on from the Los Angeles Clippers, his hometown team, to go down to Cleveland. James Harden said, get me out of here, and they sent him over to Cleveland. Arguably a better situation, but for the most part, interesting that he ends up here. Obviously, the LA Clippers had to make the deal because they were able to acquire a young rising star in Darius Garland, but they took on the risk of his injury history. James Harden has at 36 years old. We know who James Harden is, former MVP, not that level of player anymore, but we know who James Harden is. For better or for worse, we know when push comes to shove, James Harden, 24, 5, and 8, we can rely on that. Turnovers way too high, though. But on this team, does not have to handle the ball nearly as much. So the turnovers have started to come down as he's been a Cleveland Cavalier. But unfortunately for James Harden, all the good that he does and all the good that he has done already for this Cleveland team, sort of steadying the ship and being healthy for this team for the most part, there also comes bad and negatives with James Harden being on your team. And the number one main thing is just the fact that he has a pretty lengthy no-show history in the playoffs, right? Game on the line, season on the line, series on the line. James Harden tends to be nowhere to be found. It is pretty damning throughout his career. It's not once, it's not twice, it's not even 3 or 4 times. It's multiple times throughout his playoff career, whether he was the best player on the team, coming off the bench for OKC back in the day, playing alongside other stars. It has not really mattered. James Harden continuously throughout his career, it's just not shown up, right? And we can blame it on injury, we could blame it on circumstance, we could blame it on all kinds of things. But the fact of the matter is, once is, all right, that happened one time. Twice, all right, might be a coincidence. 3 times is a trend, man. And he has done it far more than 3 times. At this point, we know what the only thing that matters for this team moving forward is the playoff run. And I don't know if James Harden is going to solve that. Maybe he's going to put all those bugaboos behind him this season, and they're going to be able to lean on Donovan Mitchell. I think the bet is, okay, we know he could be a bit of a playoff dropper, but we have other guys we can rely on if James Harden's not bringing it that night, right, to pull us out or secure us a victory when we truly need it most. All we need James Harden is to be there for games 1 through 4, 1 through 5, or however many games he's able to show up for. But it's going to be an interesting thing to see for sure. Because like I said, he's got a pretty lengthy history in that regard. Mindset John, what's up, Mindset John? Fung Pei said beer belly or 6-pack or fatsu. What is he putting on today? Who knows? Mindset John said another day on the basketball stream. And hopefully a good game for us listening and watching. Can't wait for the playoffs in motion and support my Knicks. Appreciate you, Mindset John. Yes, indeed, yet another day. We are quickly approaching the final day of the regular season. We got 4 days remaining, 3 after tonight, which means we have at least 3 streams remaining after tonight. And then we're in playoff mode, y'all. And then we get to playoff mode. I truly can't wait for it. But first, we got play-in games. But we can talk about Jared Allen real quick. He's had like Evan Mobley, he had an extremely underwhelming season this year for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he was a huge part of the reason why the Cavs got off to such a slow, inconsistent start. But since the addition of James Harden, a pick-and-roll maestro, a partner to dance with, Jared Allen has taken off, and he looks like the Jared Allen of old. The rebounding's been better, the scoring has been better, the screen setting has been better, and his impact overall, his rim protection, when you feed the big man, they're a lot more active defensively, has been better all around. He's back here tonight. The team is fully healthy. They got their core 4. It's going to be interesting to see who they play through, how often they look to feed Jared Allen on these pick-and-roll plays. Q-Bone, what's up, Q-Bone? Can you predict the 5, 6, 7, and 8 seeds in the East? I mean, can I predict it? No. Can I give you how I think it'll end up? Sure. I think the Hawks end up with 5. I hope the Raptors end up with 6, and then I could see 76ers and Charlotte ending up in the 7, 8. Orlando, I'm not a big believer in, but right now they're sitting in the 18. Eric said, you still owe me a Clippers game? We'll definitely tune in for a play-in game, I'll tell you that. James Harden is a pick-and-roll king. Yes, indeed he is. Yes, indeed he is. Another big trade deadline acquisition for the Cleveland Cavaliers, boy, were they busy, was Keon Ellis. Keon Ellis has started a couple of games for them here. He's actually been huge as one of their key players off the bench for them. A point-of-attack defender, a great team defender. He can knock down an open 3-point shot, a good mover off the ball. He's been key for the Cleveland Cavaliers coming off the bench. He's pretty limited as an offensive player, doesn't create too much on ball, but he can knock down an open shot when you need him to. Q-Bone said, are you a Raptors fan? Absolutely not, brother. Not at all. We got over to Max Strus. Max Strus, who has been hurt for a majority of the season. As a matter of fact, I haven't even updated his stats. These are all stats going back to his last season performance, where he was almost a 40% three-point shooter on pretty high volume, so not bad at all. Max Strus, very integral, very key for this Cavs team in terms of spreading the court. He's got good positional size and is an okay enough defender, can hold his own. But really what you want him for out there is to be a three-point threat, and his ball movement and his player movement to spread it out to the three-point line and give guys like James Harden and Donovan Mitchell, number one, an outlet on any of these actions they're running, but also, number two, to spread the court and pull defenses away from the basket as much as possible to allow that pick-and-roll game to truly thrive. If you want to say, what's your team? My team is the New York Knicks, brother. I'm a New York Knicks fan. We get over to Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder, another key pickup for them, along with Keon Ellis in the same trade, coming over from Sacramento Kings, hence the purple background player graphic here. Dennis Schroeder coming over to the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's not the greatest player in the world, not the most impactful player in the world, but he is indeed another capable ball handler, scorer off the bench. And for a team lacking in those, especially off the bench, definitely a nice pickup for the Cleveland Cavaliers team. He's been nice for them at least. For the most part, I've seen some games where he has not performed very well at all. Dean Wade is out tonight, unfortunately for them. He's one of their backup bigs and one of their key perimeter defenders as well, so he's improved in that regard. Larry Nance Jr. is available to play, but we'll see if he's going to be a part of their rotation and if he is their go-to backup big come playoff time. That's going to be an interesting dynamic. Jalen Tyson is also out here tonight. Unfortunate. He's doubtful, which means he's not playing. But a huge leap for him in his second season, becoming one of the league's premier catch-and-shoot three-point shooters this year, standstill catch-and-shoot three-point shooters this year. Dean Wade is playing, actually. He's in the starting lineup, so very, very key for the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight in terms of matching up with the Atlanta Hawks. They'll probably put Dean Wade on Jalen Johnson, if not Mobley. Going to be interesting to see how they match up. Sam Merrill also huge in the absence of Max Strus. Sam Merrill stepped up nicely, but he was also in and out of the lineup. They absolutely need three-point shooting. So Tyson, Merrill, Max Strus, very important in lineups featuring Mitchell and Harden, and specifically the double big lineup of Allen and Mobley, because you want as many shooters to spread the court out as possible. And that's going to wrap it up right there. Merrill, the last guy we're going to cover for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and right on time as we are about to get ready for tip-off, y'all. AOD said, Dennis was nice for us in Detroit. I appreciate it. He's cool. He's cool, right? He's a solid big. I mean, solid ball handler, solid guard off the bench, but nothing too spectacular. Plays hard. Is an annoyance of a defender, and I mean that in a complimentary way. Right? He's an annoying defender. All right, here we go. First game to tip off here tonight. We got a couple of other games on the docket. We'll go through it as the night goes on. The Cleveland Cavaliers win the tip, and Harden will bring it down. They get over to Mobley on the right wing, up top. Being guarded by Johnson, they get it into Allen, flips it up at the rim, comes up short, battle for the loose ball rebound. Alexander Walker ends up with it. Here comes Walker, pushing the other way, pulls it out, being guarded by Harden, over to Okongwu, over to McCollum, coming to his left off the jab step, pulls it back on Wade, mid-range fall-away jumper, comes up short, can't get it to go, battle for the loose ball rebound. Mitchell pulls it out and gets it over to Harden. Harden bringing it down on the right wing, dancing with it against Daniels, and that's the matchup I thought we would get. Slip pass down inside to Jared Allen, who smokes a lefty layup. Good contest from Okongwu to at least make him think about it. Forced to miss. Now McCollum dancing with it on the other end. They get it inside the Daniels layup. Can't get the layup to go down. Good hustle from Dean Wade to contest him, which would have resulted in a wide open layup for Daniels. Good hustle from Wade. They kick it out. Harden, left wing three in transition. Got it to go for our first basket of the night. A three-point make for James Harden on the left wing. And the Hawks bringing it down the other way. Johnson has it on the left wing. They get it over to Okongwu, being guarded by Harden. They get it inside the Johnson, gets broken up by Mitchell, out of bounds. It's going to stay here with the Hawks, though. Jeff Brown, what's up, Jeff? Happy to see you, big dog. So McCollum and the Hawks will inbound it. They have Donovan Mitchell chasing Alexander Walker here. They get it into to Daniels, out to Alexander Walker. Shot clock winding down, coming to his right, down the lane, throws up the floater, comes up short, rebound to Harden. Harden, home run pass to Mobley. Mobley down the lane against McCollum. Euro steps past him and throws it down with two hands. And a pretty solid start for the Cleveland Cavaliers so far. And they don't get back on defense, and Okongwu gets a wide open dunk under the basket. How does that happen? Evan Mobley was the only guy down on their way of the court. Why was nobody protecting the rim? Jared Allen, where were you, big dog? Mitchell coming to his right, kicks it out to Harden. Harden, a right wing three this time. Can't get that one to go as he comes up short. Rebound careens over to McCollum, who's bringing it down the other way. And they get over to Alexander Walker on the left wing. Pull up three for Alexander Walker. Picking up right where he left off against the New York Knicks. Knocking down that pull up three right away over Donovan Mitchell. And here comes James Harden and the Cavs pushing it the other way. Don Perijon, what's up, Don? Harden pulls it out. He has on the right wing, being guarded by Johnson. Harden's going to look to dance with it, running the pick and roll with Wade. McCollum switches on to him. This is what he wanted. He's going to dance, step back, pump fake, puts up the jumper over him. Well contested. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Johnson. Johnson pushing it down the other way. Struggling with his handle. Pulls it out. Good defense from Harden. So Johnson's going to drive it down to his right off the Okongwu screen. Flips it up with the right hand way off. Maybe Jared Allen got a piece of it on the block. And now here comes Mobley pushing the other way. We're tied at 5. And Mobley's dancing with it. Never restarted the timer. My bad. 9:20 to go here in the first quarter. Mobley spins to his right. Driving it down. Spins to his left in the paint. Pump fake. Spins again. Good defense from Johnson. Bad offense from Mobley. They kick it out to Harden. Harden driving to his left. Past Daniels in the lane. Throws up the floater. Rattles it in for James Harden. Bad defense for Dyson Daniels there. Giving Harden the open lane. Easier said than done staying in front of James Harden. Alexander Walker coming to his right, stinging it back to his left hand off the screen. Fall away jumper in the paint. Can't get it to go. Battle for the loose ball rebound. Mobley and Mitchell knock it away, and Mobley recovers it. Here comes Donovan Mitchell on the left wing. Cross-court pass to Harden on the right wing. Inside pass into Jared Allen. Leans in. Tries to get the one-handed throw down over Jalen Johnson, but he couldn't get it to go down, but he does draw the foul. And it's going to put Jared Allen at the foul line for 2 free throws with 8:47 to go. Jimmy said, I want 2 Cavs to win. I want the Cavs to win. They should have the advantage here tonight with a mostly healthy roster and most of their important players fully healthy, as Jared Allen gets a friendly bounce off the back of the rim, bounces straight up, bounces on the rim a couple of more times before he gets it to drop down. He's got one more free throw coming up. Kinahara, what's up, Kinahara? I need 2 Hawks to win. Weaponry Fitness, what's up, Fitness? Cavs fan here, let's go Cleveland. Got a lot of Cavs fans in the chat. Pete, we got Hawks fans in the chat as well. CJ McCollum off the screen, can't get the 3 to go down. Allen did knock down both free throws, by the way, so it's 9-5. Mobley pushing it the other way. He has it in the post against McCollum. Backing him down across the lane, off 1 foot, floater, got her to go down for Evan Mobley. And a timeout for the Atlanta Hawks as Cleveland quickly goes up by 6. Forcing a lot of tough shots for the Atlanta Hawks so far here tonight. Alexander Walker, CJ McCollum settling for a lot of pull-up jump shots. Sign of a good defensive game plan so far, and a lot of settling for Atlanta. You want to get something going to the basket. The couple of times they have tried getting towards the rim have been well contested by the double big lineup of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and this has always been the idea of the Cavs, right? You put pressure out on the perimeter, you force teams to dribble into your double big lineup, and then you trust Jared Allen and Evan Mobley to clean it up down low in the paint. And right now they're doing just that to start the game. Justin 23, what's up, Justin? Ben Thompson, what's up, Ben? Happy to see you, brother. The rest of the NBA slate going on here tonight, we got the Timberwolves taking on the Magic. So, again, pretty big implications here for the Eastern Conference with Orlando taking on Minnesota. Is Anthony Edwards back, or is he just resting up for the playoff run? Because at this point, he's already ineligible for the postseason awards. They're actually not really playing too many people at all. No Randall, no Edwards, no Gobert. So their top 3 sitting out. They do get Jaden McDaniels back. Dante DiVincenzo is playing. But no other starter available tonight. Interesting. Ebony said blowout incoming? I don't know. Yer, what's up, Yer? Always love seeing my guy Yer in the chat. Justin, hoping for the Cavs? It would go a long way for the Cavs still being competitive for the 3 seed with the Knicks. We also have the Bucks taking on the Pistons. Is Cade Cunningham playing tonight? We heard that he was likely to play. Is he indeed playing? He is indeed in the lineup tonight. Welcome back, Cade Cunningham, 4-3 to start the game. Fully healthy starting lineup for the Detroit Pistons here tonight, by the way, as well. It was a really big moment for Dennis Jenkins to get those starting minutes. He really found his game again after really struggling post All-Star break. And it could be a blessing in disguise now that Cade Cunningham is back. I feel okay saying that. Could be a blessing in disguise that Cade Cunningham was forced to sit out for a couple of games there. But he is back, and we'll see if Dennis Jenkins can readjust back to the bench role and keep the level of ferocity that he was playing with when he was a starter. Let's go back. What other games do we have on the docket here tonight? Rebecca, what's up, Rebecca? Good morning. Here in the Philippines, my Warriors are rebuilding mode right now. Current pods must go to other teams. Easier said than done. I don't know if Steve Kerr is going anywhere anytime soon. I can tell you that. Yeah, and those are the only games tipping off right now. And then we got some late night games. We got Grizzlies Nuggets tipping off at 9. Blazers Spurs is the late night ESPN game here at 9:30. No Wemby, no Castle. And then you have Thunder Clippers, and then you have Mavs Suns. Thunder Clippers could be a fun one as well. Could be a fun one. Yours said we're clinching our playoff spot tonight, Sheffy. We'll see. We will see. All right, we're back into it. Let's get to it. McCollum bringing it down. Coming to his right, down the lane, off the screen, kicks it out to Johnson, extra pass. Onyeka Okongwu with a straightaway three, can't get it to go. Johnson comes flying in, he can't get the tip in, and then Mobley saves it over to Dean Wade. Here come the Cleveland Cavaliers. Multiple opportunities for the Hawks there. They just can't convert. Open shot after open shot. Mobley has it up top, swings through to his right, kicks it out to Dean Wade up top. He fires the straightaway three, and he got it to go down for Dean Wade. And this is a nice hot start for the Cleveland Cavaliers, both offensively and defensively, and they've gone off to a 9-point lead already early here in the first quarter. We're not even halfway through. They try to lob it down low. Allen knocks it away. Daniels recovers it, tries to kick it into the corner, gets knocked out of bounds by Mitchell. And this Cavs defense right now is absolutely suffocating the Atlanta Hawks, not finding any openings. And when they do find an opening, they are not converting. Greg Williams said 2 in a row for Atlanta. Imagine. It's possible. Definitely possible. They got a couple of tough matchups. They lost to the Knicks, and right now they're getting shown up by the Cleveland Cavaliers. McCollum has it up top. Coming to his left off a Daniels screen, snaking it back to his right hand. Being guarded by Sam Merrill. They kick it out to Daniels. They leave him wide open from 3. He takes it, and he knocks it down, and that's exactly what the Atlanta Hawks are hoping to see from Dyson Daniels, is that he shoots it confidently, and then he actually knocks down the shots. Harden pushing it off an Allen screen. They kick it up top to Wade. He fires yet another 3, and he knocks down yet another 3 for Dean Wade. Back to 9 it goes. They get those 3 points right back. Adam Hurley, what's up, Adam? Alexander Walker gets it over to Johnson. Johnson gets it inside to Okongwu, kicks it out. Daniels another 3. In and out halfway down, but he can't get it to drop down. But a loose ball foul was called on Dean Wade, holding on to Okongwu there. So the ball will at least stay here with Atlanta. Lewis, what's up, Lewis? Hawks in 5. We'll see. We'll see. Greg Williams said 2 wins in a row, you meant? I mean, they're coming off the loss to the Knicks. And they could be on their way to a loss here to the Cavs. Not a great start for the Atlanta Hawks, but not a bad one either. It's not disruptive. It's not completely a disaster yet. McCollum has it up top. They are settling for a lot of perimeter shots, though. Not much going on in the paint for them here tonight, but a couple of substitutions. Let's see what the Hawks can do to take advantage of this lineup as Johnson settles for a foul on pull-up jumper. Can't get it to go off the back of the rim. Rebound to Allen. Here comes Harden pushing it down the other way. Harden up top, coming to his left, off the Allen screen. Leans in, stops, turns, spins, pump fake. Leans in again, floater. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Daniels, knocked out of his hands. Harden able to pick it up, and Harden will pull it back out. Even when you play good defense and you're forced to miss, and even when you grab the rebound, the Hawks still incapable of fully taking advantage of those momentous plays. Harden down the lane, blows past McCollum, gets into the paint, kicks it out to Merrill, extra pass. Max Strus, the straightaway 3 at the shot clock buzzer, can't get it to go, and it bounces over the backboard and out of bounds. Ball back to the Hawks here as we are quickly approaching the halfway point. Atlanta still sitting on those 8 points. Yours said, that's what I'm afraid of. The light's going to be too bright for a couple of our starters in the playoffs. It could be. Could be. McCollum, nice give-and-go play with Okongwu. Flips it up over Allen. He gets it to go down. Nice finish for Okongwu on the roll. Here comes Max Strus, gets it over to Harden. Harden gets it over to Merrill. Merrill now over to Allen. Jared Allen driving to his right, spins to his left. Goes up, gets swatted out of there by Okongwu, but a foul is called. It's going to send Jared Allen to the foul line for 2. Nice aggressive move for Jared Allen there. Attacking Okongwu off the bounce. And see, that's an instance where, like, Okongwu's a good defender, but in that scenario, Jared Allen's just too big. Just rising up over him. Right? And forcing Okongwu to foul him there as he's trying to contest him. Allen at the foul line, misses the first free throw, though. Adam Hurley said, we're the Atlanta Hawks. We don't care. I mean, you might want to care just a little bit. Just a little bit. Down by 8, halfway through this first quarter, early in the game. All momentum pointing to it's Cleveland right now. See if Atlanta's got an answer. Allen does knock down the second free throw, 18-10, 5:47 to go. McCollum gets it over to Johnson. Johnson up top, coming to his right, off the Okongwu screen, down the lane, stops, turns, spins, fall-away jumper along the baseline. Got it to go for Jalen Johnson, his first made basket of the night. They needed something to go his way. Here comes James Harden bringing it down the other way. Harden up top being guarded by Alexander Walker. Over to Allen. Allen driving to his right against Okongwu again, looking to attack, stops, turns, pivots, flips it up. Good help from Jalen Johnson to knock the ball loose. Okongwu saves it from going out of bounds. Here comes Johnson pushing the other way to 4-on-3. Johnson running down the middle of the lane, gets the lefty layup to go, past Keon Ellis, past Sam Merrill, leaving both bigs in the dust in the backcourt, and suddenly it's a 4-point game, and Atlanta finding themselves in the game again. Here we go. They get it over to Merrill up top. Being guarded by Vincent, over to Allen. Allen up top, good ball denial from Vincent here. Knocks the ball loose, Merrill able to recover it. Steps back, over to Strus, steps behind the three-point line, left corner 3. Got it to go for Sam Merrill, getting 3 points back against the Cavs there. Back up by 7, the Cleveland Cavaliers go. Here comes McCollum quickly pushing it the other way. Crosses over on Merrill, blows right past him for the easy scoop layup. One of the issues of having a guy like Sam Merrill in your rotation with heavy minutes is that he's not a very good defender. Here, and right there, C.J. McCollum literally just running right past him. Harden has it up top, being guarded by McCollum. Harden dancing with it, coming to his left, down the lane, flips it up to the left hand, comes up short. McCollum the rebound, we're pushing the other way. Harden slow to get back, it's a 5-on-4. McCollum dancing with it, mid-range pull-up jumper, in and out, can't get it to stay. Okongwu battling on the glass, can't hold on to it. Ellis able to pick it up, quick outlet to Harden. Harden pushing it on the right wing, dancing with it, crosses over to his left down the lane. Another floater, can't get it to go. Loose ball, knocked out of bounds by Alexander Walker. And it'll stay here with the Cavs at least. Harden missing some very makeable shots here, but good defensive pressure from Atlanta is forcing him to double think about it. And it's a 5-point game. They're back into it. Weaponry fitness, that's still too early. Hawks will adjust. Fully expect it. I'm with you, weaponry. I'm with you. Absolutely. I'm counting on it. I need me a good game today. So what I want to say is what I'm rooting for. Eric said, don't be surprised if the Cavs end up in the finals. I will be very surprised. Not completely shocked, but I will be surprised if this version of this Cavs team ends up in the finals. Greg Williams said, Cavs versus Boston, good 7-game series for TV. It's going to end up being, if the Cavs make the second round, which my assumption is that they will. If the Cavs end up making the second round, they'll likely make it out as the 4 seed, which means they'll probably end up playing the Detroit Pistons in the second round, and that right there will be true primetime television right there. I can't wait for that, because I don't think, of all the East teams, I don't know if, I think the Cleveland Cavaliers might have the best matchup against the Detroit Pistons just because of the premier guards that they have between Harden and Mitchell, as well as having like an interior presence of who's versatile with Allen and Mobley. But the thing about that matchup, even though the Cavs have done pretty well against the Pistons in the regular season, the thing about that matchup is like come playoff time, we've seen the lights be too bright, right? Like that phrasing, that meme, that kind of basketball saying that has populated basketball discourse now, especially talking about the playoffs, was popularized because Jared Allen was the one who said it. The lights were too bright for him a couple of years ago in the playoffs against the New York Knicks, where the Knicks just, and Mitchell Robinson specifically, just big dogged them. right? Just too big, too strong, muscled them out of the paint. So it'll be interesting to see if they do end up matching up in the second round with the Detroit Pistons, how the physicality will bother the Cavs. Have they learned their lesson? That will be a big hurdle for them to get across. Nazlan, what's up, Nazlan? I take Cavs over Pistons. I think some people will too. I don't know who would be the favorites in that series, honestly. Bruce Fowler, what's up, Bruce? Happy to see you. Ebony said Hawks can't defend the three. The weak link in here right now is CJ McCollum, who's, older in his career now, a bit of a step slow, was never really seen as a good defender to begin with. He's the guy that teams consistently look to attack all the time out on the perimeter. And then we already have discussed the size issues that Atlanta has, especially down Jock Landale, who's a true big man for them at least, who can protect the paint or at least bring size down low. And so they're consistently attacking them in pick and rolls, which Cleveland is very good at doing. And that's how they got off to a pretty early start, but obviously Atlanta adjusting, feeling their way into the game, a couple of substitutions being made, and now taking advantage of some of the bench guys here for Cleveland. Lionel Motors of Lionel. If the playoffs begin, are we playing Philly? If the playoffs began right now, we would be playing Toronto. We can get rid of this. We can go over here. I can pull up the standings real quick. You can see that as of right now, the Toronto Raptors are holding on to that 6 seed, which would mean they would be playing the Knicks as the 3 seed. They hold it all by themselves. They're a game up on the 76ers. Here we go. We're back into it. Pick and roll between Strus and Mobley. Mobley going up strong, looking for a two-handed slam. Can't get it to go down, but that's because he's fouled. And Mobley will go to the foul line for 2 free throws with 4 minutes to go here in this first quarter. It was a handoff action. Max Strus and Mobley. Nice behind-the-back pass from Strus there to get Mobley rolling to the rim. And he gets fouled by Dyson Daniels, who went up there to contest him. Nice strong move. So Mobley at the foul line for 2. Lewis said playoff start. This 2-team first round 4-5 matchup. Yeah. So the 4-5 matches up. The 6-3 matches up. The 7-2 matches up. And then obviously the 8-1 matchup. Ahmed, what's up, Ahmed? Ruzande, what's up, Ruzande? Manamona said Knicks in 5, gentlemen sweep. That is the hope that we end up with Toronto, who we dominated in the regular season this year, in the first round. I'd love it. Mobley misses both free throws. Wow. Vincent gets it over to Johnson. Johnson in the right corner, being guarded by Strus. Dancing with it. Johnson in the post now. Throws it to nobody. Merrill picks it off. Just picks up the loose ball after Mo Gay was not ready for the pass. And Mitchell blows past Mo Gay and gets the scoop layup with the right hand, right past him down in the paint. And it's 23-16. Johnson catches it, quickly swings through to his left. Pump fake, leans in, draws the foul. He's going to go to the foul line for 2, and that's a foul on Evan Mobley. Lewis said Raptors take Knicks to 7 games. I don't know about that, big dog. The Raptors have yet to beat the Knicks in the regular season this year. I don't want to take too much away from regular season matchups per se, but they don't match up well. The Toronto Raptors have not had too many impressive victories against top-tier teams in the league. They're just not really on that level. They have for sure taken business against the lower-tier teams, which is how they've put themselves in this position. But, they've not played well against the upper echelon of the league and have not played well against the New York Knicks this season at all. Don't match up well either. Johnson knocks down both of the free throws. Back to they have it a 3-point. They knocked down 2 free throws. It's a 5-point game. 18-23. Their scoreboard's off. My scoreboard is correct. Max Strus swings it over to Merrill. Merrill dancing with it against Vincent. Driving to his left. Steps back. Kicks out to Strus. Catches. Fires over Johnson. Rattles in halfway down, but a toilet bowl's out. Rebound to Kuminga. Here comes Dyson Daniels pushing it the other way. Crossing over to his left. In the lane. Shovels it out to Kuminga. Coming to his left. Hesitation. Leans in. Step back. Baseline jumper. Got it to go for Jonathan Kuminga. And now it's a 3-point game. 23-20. Back to a 1 possession. Under 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Mitchell on the right wing. Dancing with it. Coming to his right. And Kuminga knocks the ball out of bounds. Good defense from the Hawks. Good pressure. Not giving Donovan Mitchell any room to dance there. Jimmy said, Knicks have had our number. Not going to lie. Yeah, it's not a great matchup. Not a great matchup for the Toronto Raptors. Thank you, Maine. What's up, thank you? Can't see the board? I'm right here, brother. And the board is right here, big dog. I got you. All right, brother, you got to stop spamming in the chat, big dog. Mobley bullying his way in the paint. Gets a little flip shot to go down. Here comes Daniels bringing it down the other way. Daniels gets it over to Vincent. Vincent being guarded by Mitchell. Coming to his left. Pull-up three for Gabe Vincent. Got it to go for big Gabe Vincent. It's a 2-point game. Here comes Donovan Mitchell bringing it down the other way. Come on, Timer. We got to keep it going. Mitchell coming to his right against Daniels. Bullying his way in the paint. Tries to shove off on Daniels, but he ends up stripping him and forces the turnover. Here comes Daniels bringing it down the other way. Tries the Euro down the lane. Kicks it out. Kuminga hesitates from three. Gets it back to Daniels. Daniels going to look to drive it again. Euro steps down the lane. Throws up the floater. Got it to go for Dyson Daniels. And we're tied at 25. Here come the Atlanta Hawks. Max Strus gets it over to Mobley. Mobley up top. Being guarded by Mo Gay. Mobley over the top pass to Mitchell. Mitchell on the right wing. Swings through to his right. Spins to his left. Down the lane. In the paint. Pump fakes. Good defense by Kuminga. Mitchell's got nowhere to go. Kicks it out to Ellis. Ellis driving it down. Throws up a tough floater. Can't get it to go. But he does draw the foul. He's going to the foul line for 2 free throws. Twilson. What's up, Twilson? It's nice to see Cade came back. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Nice to see he's going to be able to be ready to go for the playoff run. Lewis said last year the Knicks didn't beat Boston in the regular season. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That did indeed happen, which is why I don't want to extrapolate too much from just saying, right, I don't want my analysis to just boil down of like, well, they didn't beat them in the regular season, so they can't do it in the playoffs, right? Because we saw it last year when the Knicks took down the Celtics. But looking at the matchups, they do not match up well with the Knicks come the playoff time, and they also don't really have battle-tested players for the playoffs, with Quickly, Barrett, Barnes, and Ingram as their core, right? Like, the Knicks had Brunson, Towns, Josh Hart, like, all of those guys were battle-tested, playoff-ready guys, right? Ready to step up to the plate. Whereas I don't necessarily see that being the case for Toronto. Not out of the realm possibility, it could still happen, but I don't necessarily see that happening in the same way. Vincent kicks it out. Kuminga in the left corner hesitates from three. He's being guarded by Merrill, trying to drive it down on him. Kuminga backing him down in the lane. Little flip shot with the right hand. Got it to go down for Jonathan Kuminga. And we're tied at 27 yet again. 1:12 to go. Max Strus has it up top. Almost lost his balance. Gets it over to Mobley. Mobley gets it out to Merrill. Merrill coming to his right. Being chased by Corey Kispert. They lob it over the top to Mobley. Catches. Pump fake. Gets fouled. Are they in the bonus? Because if anything, I think there should be a foul on the floor. Foul on Mo Gay, who's not had very impactful moments here. But again, they're using him as their backup center, one of the taller players they have on their roster with no Jock Landale. Corey Kispert is in the rotation here today. Interesting to see. Johnson, what's up, Johnson? Smash that like button. Appreciate you, Johnson. Brandon Cromines, what's up, Brandon? How many threes does Harden have? Harden has 1 3-point make here tonight, brother. William Chitty, what's up, William? Greg Williams said, Knicks have that rotation. They got a team full of battle-tested, playoff-hungry dudes, man. Right? Karl Anthony Towns, you can say what you want about him. He's been to multiple conference finals throughout his career. Jalen Brunson, battle-tested, ready to go. Mobley knocks down the first one. He's got another one to go. Same with Josh Hart. Same with OG Anunoby, who technically has a championship ring. They have guys who know what it takes, Mikal Bridges went to an NBA Finals. Like, these guys know how to rise to the occasion. I'm not sure that Toronto can replicate what the Knicks did last year because they will be an underdog in whatever series they end up with come playoff time. CJ McCollum kicks it out to Kuminga. Kuminga being guarded by Mobley. Kuminga step back, foul line, fall away jumper. Got it to go for Jonathan Kuminga, who's ready to go tonight. Having a pretty good first quarter here. Keon Ellis has it on the right wing. They get over to Mobley. Mobley hands it off to Ellis. Ellis back to Mobley. Coming to his left down the lane against Mo Gay. And a foul is called on Mo Gay. And that's 2 more free throws for Evan Mobley because they are indeed in the bonus. 37 seconds to go. Lil Easy? What's up, Easy? Where's the link to watch it live? I can't give that to you, big dog. It would be illegal for me to do that. Sean Johnson, what's up, Sean? Cavs getting every call, every single one. Yeah, there have been a lot of whistles flying here today. Not allowing a ton of confidence. A lot of contact here tonight. Mobley knocks down the first one. He's got another one coming. Chi-Chi, what's up, Chi-Chi? See how the NBA and Dolan and the Knicks dirty again. All of a sudden, the punishment for taking starts next season. Therefore, no lottery pick for the Knicks. All of a sudden, the punishment for tanking starts next season. Therefore, no lottery for the Knicks. Yeah, like it could have been the Wizards pick. Yeah, but the Wizards were always going to make sure that they held on to that pick. That was number one priority for them, brother. That was always a pipe dream. What the Knicks do get is the 31st overall pick, because the Wizards will probably hold on to the worst pick in the league. So that's good. They'll get that. CJ McCollum pump fakes, kicks it over to Kuminga. A right wing three for Kuminga, comes up short. Rebound to Mo Gay, saves it inside, but a loose ball foul is called on the Cavs. 18 seconds to go. Adam Hurley said, we're the Atlanta Hawks. We don't care. We're the Atlanta Hawks. Cluck, cluck, cluck. I'm going to be honest with you, Adam. That's not the greatest. That's not the slogan I would go with. Zane, think Cavs want that 3 seed? I think they're fine with the 4. They wouldn't mind moving up to the 3 seed. I think they're fine with the 4, though. I think all these teams, I think the Knicks are fine with the 3. I think the Cavs are fine with the 4. I think these teams find it more important to get to the playoffs healthy than it is to, battle and move up in seeding. Because the way, 5 and below is situated, you don't know who you're going to end up playing anyway. So regardless of where you end up seeding-wise, you're going to have home court advantage in the first round, and you're going to be matched up with somebody that will be decided in the final day of the regular season here. They call a moving screen on the Atlanta Hawks, so the ball will go back to the Cavs here for the final shot of the quarter, 7.7 to go on the clock. Two-point lead for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And they get the ball back for the final shot of the quarter. Donovan Mitchell will bring it down. Mitchell turning on the Jets. Driving to his right. In the paint, driving it down. Scoop with the right hand pass Kuminga. Got it to go for Donovan Mitchell. And if you're Kuminga there, you got to beat him to the spot and force him to take a jump shot. You can't allow him to get all the way to the rim with his right hand, nonetheless. Zane said playing in the East is going to be scrappy. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We can take a look at it real quick here because we are at the end of the first quarter. 33-29. I will say this in favor of the Atlanta Hawks. They did a really good job battling back against the Cleveland Cavaliers, despite the fact that it felt like the Cavs got every single call that they wanted. As a matter of fact, normally we save box score watching and team stats breakdown for halftime. But real quick, I want to see how many fouls and free throws they've gotten. Yeah, they have 12 free throws already to the Atlanta Hawks 2. And it's not like the Hawks aren't being aggressive, but man. Bruce said, I'm actually kind of glad people are counting the Knicks as scrubs or first round ground meat. I have been happy ever since people started doubting the New York Knicks again. I did not feel comfortable with people suddenly picking the Knicks to come out of the East. I feel much more comfortable with being back as the underdog. Right? Count us out. I'm comfortable in that position. Sean said, hate to bring it up, but Pacers were the 4 seed last year. Yeah, they were. Absolutely. You got to prioritize health and playing good basketball going into the playoffs. Not necessarily seeding. Obviously, seeding helps, and if you are in position to battle for a higher seed, you can do so, but obviously with some stipulations of number one priority is health. Right? You're not going to put anybody in danger just to maybe move up from the 4 seed to the 3 seed. What does that guarantee you? Not much, because if we go look at the standings, it's not like they would be gaining a better matchup or avoiding a worse matchup or anything like that. Atlanta could still end up as 6. Toronto could end up as 5. Philly, Orlando, Charlotte, all in play for the 5s and 6 spots so far. They're all still in play. So, I wouldn't necessarily feel all that compelled to kind of move up. It would be nice. Obviously, you're still going to try and win these basketball games. You're just trying to play good basketball, but priority is health right now going into the playoff run because you know what you're capable of if you're Cleveland. You know what you're capable of if you're New York. Obviously, Celtics, Pistons, you know what you're capable of. So you're fine. You don't have to push at this point in the season right now. Lewis said Boston sweep New York this year? We'll see. We'll see. Right now they are primed to lock up in the second round again this season. So one of these teams will go home disappointed again. Whether it's the Knicks disappointed in the second round exit, or it's the Boston Celtics disappointed losing to the Knicks 2 years in a row in the second round. Whichever one ends up losing, it will end in disappointment. Bruce said, watch what happens when the lights come on. They have played all year like, can we just get to the playoffs, please, all season. Won that stupid cup and was like, here. I will say, if there was anything to extrapolate from the next season, that's a good point from Bruce. I would push back on it a little bit because you still need to perform in the regular season, obviously. But when push comes to shove, Christmas, they showed up. The NBA Cup tournament, they showed up. When games mattered most and when all eyes were on them, they showed up. And they played well and they pulled off victories, right? So if there's anything to pull away from this Knicks team that you want to be happy about, it's that. It's that, to Bruce's point. Man, what's up, man? Subscription from Mr. Take Your Streak. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you for that, big dog. Here we go. We're back into the start of the second quarter, and Atlanta comes out with a basket. Cleveland comes out with a basket. No, Atlanta comes out with a basket. My bad. They're doing a terrible job of updating these scores. And I forgot to give Cleveland that bucket going into the end of the first quarter break. And then they knocked down a three. Jeez, I did not see it because I was too busy ranting and raving. But here we go. Missed three from Keon Ellis. Here comes Kuminga down the lane, leans in against Mobley, gets the layup to go. And Jonathan Kuminga just big boying Evan Mobley right there, just moving him out of the paint, lowering the shoulder, and Atlanta retakes a 1-point lead, 34-33. Start of this second quarter. And Mitchell down the lane draws the foul, and Alexander Walker blowing past McCollum out on the perimeter, and he's going to go to the foul line for 2 more free throws. Lewis said, the difference this year is JB's running the show. JB isn't Jalen Brown. The only JB I know is Jalen Brunson. You're going to have to say Jalen Brown. There's only one Jalen named JB. Mitchell knocks down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. Ties it up at 34. Zane said, Knicks Thunder Finals, Knicks in 6. Bank it? Man, you would see a crazy celebration on this stream, man. An insane celebration. Zane said, nah, they're getting their chain snatched again. I tell you what, man. I think Celtics fans would lose their minds if they lost to the New York Knicks 2 years in a row in the playoffs. Would be hilarious. I'd love it. Mitchell knocks down both of the free throws. Cleveland retakes the 1-point lead. Dyson Daniels has it on the left wing. Gets it in the post to Okongwu. Gets the ball knocked out of his hands, but a foul is called. All right. Foul. The whistles are flying all around here tonight. If this game... You know, we watched the Atlanta Hawks take on the New York Knicks, and both teams showed up for that game, and it was a fantastic game, and it had playoff intensity. It had a playoff atmosphere. Here tonight, I think both teams came out ready to go, wanting it to be a playoff type of atmosphere yet again, and the referees are just sapping the energy out of this game with all of the whistles flying around. You got to make this. You got to allow some physicality here. Okongwu has it in the post, gets stripped, and a foul is called, and he's going to go to the foul line for 2. There is some hacking and whacking going on. Like, that is clearly a foul on Okongwu's move to the basket, a foul on Strus. But there have been a lot of ticky-tack foul, or it's a foul on Wade. And that's a clean strip from Wade, by the way. And we're going to get a challenge, and this should be a successful challenge. It should end up as a shot clock violation and the ball back to the Cavs. Zane said MVP of staining jerseys for Jalen Brown. Spark, what's up, Spark? What do we got? Disappointing Hawks let down at the end of the game, or do they pull through? It's a close game so far. I have to think that as the game continues to go on, honestly, I think it's going to come down to how the referees continue to officiate this game. If they're going to call this close and blow the whistle with, a lot of the contact of it. So far, they have not allowed a ton of contact here tonight. If they continue to officiate this game this way, it benefits the Cleveland Cavaliers in the long run because they have Harden, they have Mitchell, they have Mobley. to sort of draw fouls going towards the basket, whereas the Atlanta Hawks, like, they have Johnson and a little bit of McCollum to sort of drive down and draw fouls, but obviously that more so benefits the Cleveland Cavaliers. If, as the game goes on, the officials start to ease up on blowing the whistles, and they start to allow a little bit more physicality come the second half, I think that might benefit the Atlanta Hawks here, wanting to play a more physical brand of basketball, because we know at times the Cleveland Cavaliers can struggle with that. So I think honestly, it's going to come down to how the game is being officiated. It's been so close so far, and it's benefited the Cavs to get the benefit of the doubt on a lot of these whistles. Kamala said, do you think the Cavs win? They should. They should. They are the better team with more weapons at their disposal. So I'd lean towards the Cavs here tonight, but games are not won on paper. They're won on the court. So it's a back-and-forth game so far. Ruzande said, I have the Knicks taking that 2 seed and Boston going to that 3rd spot. The way to get it, Ruzande, is the Boston Celtics would have to lose out the rest of their games, and the Knicks would have to win the rest of their games. 3 games. So the Boston Celtics would have to go 0 for 3 in their final 3 games, and the New York Knicks would have to go 3-0. So it's possible, it's mathematically possible, but pretty unlikely at this point that the Cavs don't win another game this regular season. I think, even if the Knicks go 3-0, they're not ending up with the 2 seed. So I think the Knicks are going to stay at that 3 seed. Lewis said Knicks can even put together a winning streak. Multiple 6-game winning streaks this season, brother. Zane said refs locking in for Adam, LOL, putting allegations to rest. Spark said slow, lots of whistles, dream spectator event. Yeah, it's been a lot of whistles so far. We're only 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter, and if we go to see some of the other games that have tipped off around the same time, 7 o'clock tip-off time, they are all under 9 minutes to go already. So we've done a little bit of standing around here tonight. JDO, what's up, Jay? Hawks or lose by 3? We'll see. Brandon, how many successful three-pointers does Harden have? Harden has 1 3, brother. Justin said, do you think the Magic will win against the Timberwolves? I don't know. I don't know how to evaluate a game where 3 of their top 3 players are sitting out for Minnesota. Mobley kicks it out to Schroeder. Schroeder, a mid-range pull-up jumper, rainbow shot, can't get it to go. Rebound by Daniels. They get it over to McCollum. Hit ahead to Kisper, back to McCollum. McCollum up top, swings through to his right. Being guarded by Schroeder. Down the lane. Scoop layup with the right hand. Gets blocked by Mobley. And here he comes bringing it down the other way. Gets it over to Schroeder. Schroeder pushing the pace. Over to Dean Wade. Left corner 3 for Wade in transition. Comes up short. Rebound right back to him. Wade kicks it out. Extra pass. Keon Ellis, a right wing 3. Can't get that one to go down. Mobley knocks the rebound out. Ellis knocks it over to Mitchell. Mitchell has it up top. Mitchell being guarded by Daniels. Crossing over to his left, down the lane, crosses over, in the paint, stops, turns, pump fake, spins, got nowhere to go, spins again, fall away jumper, got it to go for Donovan Mitchell anyway. Excellent defense, better offense for Donovan Mitchell. 9:30 to go here tonight in this second quarter. Kuminga pushing it down the other way. Kuminga being guarded by Ellis, over to Okongwu, back to Kuminga, stops, pump fakes. Swings through to his right, putting his head down, bump, floater, got it to go. Jonathan Kuminga using his size and his strength to take full advantage of the matchup against the Cavs here tonight. Here comes Dennis Schroeder bringing it down over to Mitchell. Mitchell catches, pump fakes, coming to his right. Euros right past Corey Kispert, gets the finger roll layup to go down. Beautiful move from Donovan Mitchell, his go-to signature with that over-the-head carry Euro. They get it over to Kuminga, gets fouled by Schroeder, puts up the jumper, got it to go, count it, says the official. And Jonathan Kuminga going to the foul line for one more. He's having one of those types of games here tonight. Hooping on the Cleveland Cavaliers right now, ties it up at 39. Why is my score so off? Ties it up at 39. Kuminga will go to the foul line for one more. Not tied at 39. I had the score correct. ESPN has their score off. My goodness, ESPN's scoreboard has been a disaster here tonight. They've been so slow in the uptick. I keep looking at their scoreboard and my scoreboard. I'm like, oh, my scoreboard is off. No, my scoreboard is correct. Their scoreboard is off. Kuminga misses the free throw, though. So still a 1-point lead for Cleveland, 39-38. Under 9 minutes to go. Schroeder dancing with it to get over to Mobley. Catches, pump fake, jab step, coming to his left, down the lane against Okongwu. Can't get the floater to go. No foul called. Dyson Daniels with the rebound. Hit ahead to Johnson. He'll stop and pop for a three. He'll come up wide. Left and short. Rebound to Dean Wade. Here comes Mitchell. Mitchell up top being guarded by Alexander Walker. Mitchell looking to attack. Tries to cross over. Loses the handle. Picks it up. Got a lane. Gets into the paint. Leaves it off for Mobley for a two-handed slam. Some serendipity for Donovan Mitchell there. Here comes Dyson Daniels pushing it the other way. Now we're getting some NBA action. Fast-paced game picking up here. Here comes Kuminga. Step back. Fall away midi. Another one. Another one for Jonathan Kuminga, who has the touch here tonight. 41-40. 8:15 to go here in the second quarter. Dennis Schroeder has it up top, being guarded by Alexander Walker, driving to his right, blows past him to the lane, gets the scoop layup to go. It's bad defense from Alexander Walker, normally an elite point of attack defender. That time got caught sleeping. 43-40. They get it to Johnson. Dumps it off down low to Okongwu. Flips it up. Got it to go over Donovan Mitchell. Okongwu just sealed them off. Got positioning. Turned over his left shoulder and got the floater to go down. Keon Ellis blows down the defense. Blows right past the defense along the baseline. As the Hawks don't get back on defense, the Cavs pushing it the other way, and they get the nice drop-off pass to Mobley for another two-handed slam. And yet again, back and forth action. Here we go. Johnson pulls it out as Mobley switches onto him. Johnson directing traffic. Jalen Johnson gets it over to Kuminga. Kuminga, high post, right wing, being guarded by Wade. They put a bigger, stronger defender on Kuminga this time. They dump it down low to Okongwu, being guarded by Mitchell. He turns over the left shoulder again, and yet again, he knocks down that little flip hook shot. 2 in a row for Onyeka Okongwu. Same exact set, same exact play as they now put Donovan Mitchell on him. 3 straight away for Keon Ellis. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Kuminga. Hit ahead to Johnson. Johnson pushing the pace. He's got a lane. He's going to look to take it. Spins off of Mobley. Leans in. Layup. Gets blocked by Mobley. Recovers it. Quick outlet to Schroeder. One man to beat him. Kuminga. He's going to pull it out. Leave it off for Keon Ellis in transition. Extra pass. Wide open. Dennis Schroeder. Left corner 3. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Johnson. Here come the Atlanta Hawks looking to take the lead. 44-45. Home run pass to Kuminga down low. Gets stripped by Ellis. Picked up by Donovan Mitchell, but then knocked out of bounds by the Atlanta Hawks, and the ball will stay with the Cleveland Cavaliers with 6:48 to go. Now we're getting NBA action, folks. Up and down the court, back and forth they go. 6:48 exactly to go here in this second quarter. Keenan Harris said, I definitely like the Okongwu versus Spider matchup. Yeah, so they had the switch. So Okongwu was being guarded by Dean Wade, but they had to switch Dean Wade off of Okongwu so that he can guard Kuminga, because Kuminga was just bullying his way into the paint. And that left Donovan Mitchell as the lone man to then step up to try and guard Okongwu, because they don't really trust Okongwu's offense. They tested him there, and Okongwu passed with flying colors. Back-to-back baskets, sealing off Donovan Mitchell down low in the paint for the easy flip shots over and over again. Now we got a couple of substitutions in the game. Jared Allen and Harden back in. Mobley and Mitchell to the bench. Jared Allen hands it off to Harden, coming to his left off the handoff, down the lane, leans in, floater off glass, can't get it to go, but rebound to Jared Allen, flips it up, gets the foul call on Dyson Daniels. He's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. 6:30 to go. We are approaching the halfway point of this second quarter, and it's a one-point game, 45-44, back and forth affair here tonight. Mr. Alvark, what's up, Alvark? Logan Anderson, what's up, Logan? So McCollum and Johnson forgot how to play. Some excellent defense and game planning for the Cleveland Cavaliers here. This is what you can expect for the playoff run for Jalen Johnson. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy at all. Being the number one guy is never as easy as it seems during the regular season. When game plans lock in and really key in on you. I always like to go back to that most improved season for Julius Randle about 6 years ago with the New York Knicks. And the Knicks managed to make it to the playoffs as the 4 seed. And Randle had a spectacular season. And then he got to the playoffs against the Atlanta Hawks. And the Atlanta Hawks were okay. Julius Randle averaged 40 that season against the Hawks in the regular season. And then come playoff time, all they had to do was just game plan to stop Julius Randle. And they were able to do so. And Randle had a miserable season, had a miserable series. And the Knicks lost in 5, right? Not to say that that's going to happen to Johnson, but he's going to face the same type of pressure. Teams are just going to lock in on him and force other guys to step up. Johnson kicks it over to Vincent, a left wing 3. Got it to go for Gabe Vincent. Jared Allen split the free throws, by the way. So it's 47-46, a 1-point lead for the Atlanta Hawks. And Dennis Schroeder, a nice pocket pass to the rolling, slipping Jared Allen. One-handed Statue of Liberty dunk for him as we are now under 6 minutes to go. And back and forth these teams go yet again. Johnson up top, gets it out. Mo Gay wide open from three. They're daring him to shoot it. He obliges, and he makes them pay by knocking down the straightaway three. Back-to-back threes for the Atlanta Hawks, giving them the 2-point lead. They get over to Merrill. He's looking to answer with a right wing three. He does indeed give them all three of those. 50-51. Kuminga quickly pushing the other way. They get it up top to Mo Gay. Mo Gay fakes the handoff, keeps it, hands it off to Johnson, spins off of Merrill, down the lane, leans in, coming to his right, steps through, floater, got it to go for Jalen Johnson. Nice move and manipulation, dancing around the Mo Gay screen. And now here comes Harden bringing it down against Kuminga. Harden coming to his right off the Jared Allen screen. Harden on the right wing, dancing with it. Harden crosses over to his left against Kuminga, leans in, floater, can't get it to go. Looks like Kuminga maybe got a piece of it. Harden flopping, looking for the foul call. He doesn't get it. Kuminga shoves it over to Johnson. Inside pass to Kuminga, catches, swings it out. Alexander Walker, wide open, right corner three. Knock me up. Knock him up. Line him up. Knock him down. Nickeil Alexander Walker, three more on the board. 4-point lead for the Atlanta Hawks. Merrill up top, coming to his left, off the Allen screen, swings it over to Harden. Harden up top, being guarded by Kuminga. Harden pulls it out, being guarded by Vincent. Dancing with it, coming to his left, down the lane, leans in, hesitates to the basket, lefty layup, got it to go. Just bullied his way to the basket using his size and his strength against Gabe Vincent. Gabe Vincent, a solid defender, but has nothing to do, can't do anything against that Harden matchup. But Gabe Vincent can respond on the offensive end of the court. Pump fake, reset himself, fire away the three out of the left corner, got it to go down. It's 58-53. A 5-point lead has opened up for the Atlanta Hawks. Schroeder down low. Jared Allen turns it over. Some more good defense from the Atlanta Hawks. Here comes Alexander Walker pushing, directing traffic, telling everybody, run through, pull up three. Alexander Walker comes up short. Battle for the rebound, knocked out of the air. Jared Allen picks it up. Here comes Harden. Harden pushing the pace the other way on the right wing, dancing with it against Vincent. He sees the matchup he likes yet again, crosses over on him. Slip past to Jared Allen. He tries to throw down a hammer. He can't get it to go, but they call the foul. And Jared Allen will go back to the foul line for two, and we get to catch our breath for a bit. My goodness. My goodness. Crandon said, watch Atlanta. They likely could upset somebody in the first round. I don't know about that. They could. They could. Any of these teams could. Any of these teams could, but Atticus Forbes, what's up, Atticus? We got 3:47 to go. What do you think the Hawks' future looks like? They need to find a more suitable big to play alongside Jalen Johnson, who's clearly the building block centerpiece of the team. Forrest, what's up, Forrest? They got East Bay Verge, what's up, East Bay? I like Okongwu, but they need a bigger center to match up with Jalen Johnson, who's not much of a rim protector. He's more of a versatile perimeter defender who can slide his feet and be in good position. But they need, as Jared Allen splits more free throws, they need somebody to protect the paint. And Okongwu's solid at it, but not great. Johnson sees a double team. They kick it out to Daniels. They need to find also Daniels to either find his jump shot or find somebody who will be capable of knocking down a jump shot. Right now, Dyson Daniels fires up the three at the buzzer, throws up an air ball. And that's a problem. That right there is a problem. Yours said, our big man is fine. Now what? Worry about the Knicks? Okongwu's really good. I like Okongwu a lot. I don't know if he's the starting center to have next to Jalen Johnson. I think I prefer having size next to Jalen Johnson, who's not much of a rim protector and doesn't have a ton of size for his position. Right? I'd rather at that point bring Okongwu off the bench. They lob it down low to Jared Allen, who gets stripped by CJ McCollum. Great hands. Alexander Walker gets off and running down the lane. Scoop lay with the right hand. Got it to go as he blew past Max Strus out on the break. And it's a 6-point lead for the Atlanta Hawks, their largest lead of the game. Here comes Mitchell bringing it down the other way. Looking to throw a little cold water. Step back rhythm dribble three. Can't get it to go. Too strong. Rebound to Daniels. Daniels pushing the other way. The other issue is Dyson Daniels in his offensive game this season has completely disappeared for the Atlanta Hawks. Down low to Daniels. He throws up the floater. He can do that, though. Slips off the handoff action with Alexander Walker. Nice interior slip pass from Alexander Walker down low. Lobs it over the top to Dyson Daniels, and he knocks down the little floater in the lane. He's got that floater game for sure. 8-point lead for the Atlanta Hawks. He's got that floater game. What he's missing is any semblance of a threat as a three-point shooter, man. My goodness. Keenar said, rim protectors ain't grown on cheese, which is why we are worried about Mitch's contract. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Rim protectors are becoming a premium in the NBA. And you don't necessarily need them to be 7 feet tall. Like if Okongwu was a capable enough rim protector, he'd be perfectly fine. But his size limits him a little bit. The fact that he doesn't really have a ton of vertical pop right now limits him a little bit. It's not, he's really good. I like Okongwu a lot, but he's not really the center that I'd want alongside of Jalen Johnson. I wouldn't mind keeping Okongwu and bringing him off the bench again, but, and if he's got it going, then you lean with Onyeka Okongwu, but Cranen said them stealing off from us was big. Huge, brother, huge. Hawks have some elite wing defenders. They do. But Dyson Daniels, that three-point shooting, man, we went over. Under 20% on the season from three-point range is going to hurt you come playoff time. They will leave him butt naked, wide open from three. Wide open. They will just refuse to guard him. And if he's going to shoot 5 threes in the game, let him shoot 5 threes in the game. Yuri said, I can't believe y'all worry about the Hawks. Nobody's necessarily worried about the Hawks, brother. We're just talking about them. Dyson Daniels this season, how much is that a three-point shot improved so far? No, it hasn't really improved much. 18.6% from three-point range this season. Below 20% is putrid for a perimeter player, which is crazy because he shot 34% last year. He shot 31% the year before that, and he shot 31.5% his rookie season. I don't know where this 18.6% came from this year. I truly have no clue. No clue whatsoever. He's shooting half the attempts he shot last year. He shot 3 last year, shooting 1.5 this year. If he can't find his perimeter game going again next season, I don't know what to do with Dyson Daniels, because obviously his perimeter defense is absolutely elite. But there's a limitation, there's a ceiling on the kind of players that Dyson Daniel is, where he's all defense and not very much offense at all. Carl Edward James, what's up, Carl? Keep underestimating the Hawks? We'll see. We'll see him come playoff time. They'll have their opportunities, brother. They'll have their opportunities for sure. Keno Hart said, yeah, Dyson Daniels forgot it's 3-and-D, not D&D. Yeah, I mean, look, even like 34% on 3 attempts per game is bad. He's always been a bad three-point shooter. But 34% is somewhat serviceable. Like, you can't leave him completely wide open from 3. This season, 18% on 1.5 attempts. Like, this is like centers shoot that on the season. This is not wings. This is not guards who shoot this. Yeah, it's been rough. It's been really rough. Cranen said, you can't shoot 18% in the NBA from 3 and expect to stay on a roster as a starter. As a starter, yes. I think his defense is so good that it, balances out a little bit. But as a starter, yeah, it's hard to keep him as your starting, wing if he's not giving you offensive production and is actively hurting your offense. Mobley has it up top, coming to his left, driving it down, pump fakes. They kick it up top to Harden. Shot clock down to 5. Harden's going to have to get busy. Coming to his right up to Allen screen. Pull up 3 over Jalen Johnson. Well contested by Jalen Johnson. Excellent defense. And well short by James Harden. Careens off the side of the rim and goes out of bounds. So the ball will go back to the Hawks here. Yuri said, man, I pray we play the Knicks first round. Going to have Sheffy sad in the first round loss. We'll see. McCollum down the lane, misses the floater at the basket, well contested by Jared Allen. Here comes Mobley, pushing it the other way. Over to Mitchell. Mitchell up top, coming to his right, down the lane against Daniels to the rim. Kicks it out to Strus, extra pass to Harden, wide open, right wing 3. Harden, in and out, can't get it to stay. Rebound to Okongwu. They shovel it out to Daniels, they're often pushing. Daniels shoves it out to Alexander Walker, over to Johnson. Right corner 3 for Johnson, comes up well short, rebound to Strus, and Strus will hold it and give it over to Harden, and Harden will bring it down. They're going to look to run some half-court offense. Harden dancing with it. Coming to his right up a Mobley screen, hesitates, down the lane, has it along the baseline, kicks it out up top to Strus, Strus back to Harden, Harden in the post against McCollum, backing him down, driving to his left, McCollum strips him, the rebound, loose ball picked up by Okongwu, here comes Daniels pushing it down, Daniels, 1-on-1 against Mobley, kicks it out to Johnson, swings through to his right in the paint, pump fake, gets caught in the air, leaves it off for Daniels kicks it out, Okongwu, the straightaway 3, got it to go for Onyeka Okongwu to 11-point lead for the Atlanta Hawks, taking it right to the Cleveland Cavaliers right now. Mitchell on the right wing, hesitates, driving it down, spins, pump fakes, inside to Allen, kicks it out to Mobley. Mobley driving to his left on Johnson. In the paint, hop step, stop, turn, spin, flips it up with the right-hand hook. Got it to go in the little hook push shot right there. Back to 9 it goes. They try to rush it down the other way, and Dyson Daniels tried to throw a slip pass to Okongwu, get knocked out of the air, but then nobody from Cleveland went to pursue the loose ball, and Dyson Daniels just continued to move forward, picked up his own loose ball, and threw it down with two hands. And Strus has it up top, coming to his right to Mobley screen. They get it out to Mobley. Mobley, left wing, will pick and pop, and he'll come up short on the three. Rebound to Johnson, and Johnson will bring it down. 40 seconds to go. They hit ahead. Alexander Walker, a three. He's feeling it. Can't get that one to go. Battle for the loose ball. Mitchell ends up with it. Mitchell bringing it down the other way. He has it on the left wing. He'll be picked up by Johnson. In and out dribble. Come to his right in the paint. Throws up the floater. Got it to go for Donovan Mitchell. And Alexander Walker will slowly walk it down the other end of the court. It's about the 5-second difference between game clock and shot clock. And Walker has it up top. Alexander Walker has it up top. Rock Range. What's up, Rock Range? Appreciate you, brother. Alexander Walker, in and out dribble, coming to his right, leaves it off for Johnson. On the pick and pop, he'll drive it in against Mitchell, gets stripped by Mitchell, and Mitchell will bring it down with 5 seconds to go. Mitchell, calmly walking it down, in and out dribble, coming to his right, hesitates, driving it down, leans in, puts up the jumper off glass, got it to go for Donovan Mitchell. Not on balance. Does not matter. I'm going to throw it up there, and I'm going to knock it down anyway. It's a 7-point game at halftime, 67-60. But an explosive second quarter here for the Atlanta Hawks. And as we go to our halftime rundown, as always, our halftime is presented and sponsored by our guys at Get Off My Lawn Record. You can go ahead over to getoffmylawnrecord.com just to check them out. Sign up for their mailing list to get notified whenever they themselves, the Jazz Destroyers, or whenever of their recording artists drop new music or any new albums. You will be the first to know by signing up with their mailing list over on their website. You can also subscribe to the YouTube channels, Get Off My Lawn Records, as well as the Jazz Destroyers. They are currently working on new music they might have out for the playoff run for the New York Knicks. We will see. And should that happen, we will indeed give them the shout out that they deserve. They were also very generous to give us a discount code for Bandcamp.com. Use promo code Sheffy to get 20% off site-wide over at Bandcamp.com. Shout out our guys over at Get Off My Lawn Record. Justin said second half comeback. I mean, it's a 7-point game. It's not much of a comeback. It's still right there for either team to grab it. Atlanta just has the slight advantage right now. Crayon said Spider is a guaranteed second-round exit at best. I mean, he's never been to a conference finals. So, you're not wrong there. Crayon said playoff Harden is 3-13. That's normal. Yeah, so it's a playoff atmosphere type of game, and James Harden is in peak playoff performance so far. He's ready to go for the playoffs. 3 for 13 from the field for 7 points for James Harden. It's exactly what you can expect. Jay said Harden, 33 PRA is going to sell me. Fear the Deer. What's up, Fear the Deer? This is a good Wolves Timberwolves game. Let's go around the league. We'll go around the league first. And then we will go through our box score and our team stats. So we have the 3 games that have tipped off at 7 o'clock here tonight. Chicken Feed 81, by the way. Thank you for subscription, Chicken Feed. Appreciate you, brother. Nikki, what's up, Nikki? MGT Adrian, what's up, Adrian? Harden better play like MVP the second half. I don't know, brother. We are in like playoff season. Like teams are ramping up and playing playoff caliber basketball right now. And James Harden is in pure playoff form. This is the playoff. This is what you can expect in the playoffs from James Harden. This is what he's provided his whole career. He needs to drop 20 points in the next half. He's shooting enough, just not making them. That is what James Harden does at his peak, brother. Doing too much that if you had your choice, who will be the first round matchup, who would you want? You have to pick someone. Easy. I'll pick somebody easy. I'm picking the Toronto Raptors. I'm picking the Toronto Raptors. Of everybody here, Toronto Raptors are my number 1 pick to play in the first round. They have not played very well against the top tier teams in the NBA. And they have not played very well against the New York Knicks this season. So as a Knicks fan, if I have to pick anybody to play in the first round, it's the Toronto Raptors. My second choice would probably be the Orlando Magic. If I have to play anybody, it'd be the Toronto Raptors first, then the Orlando Magic, then Miami's not making it out of the play-in, obviously. They're PB, they're locked into the play-in, so Miami's out of it. Give me Toronto first, my first option. Orlando's my second option. My third option, I'll go with Atlanta. Fourth option, Charlotte. Fifth option, 76ers. And it's not because I think the 76ers, I'm afraid of 76ers or anything like that. It's simply because I don't expect to leave healthy when playing the 76ers in the playoffs. I don't expect it, right? It sucks. It sucks having to play Philadelphia in the first round again after what they did to the Knicks not last season, 2 seasons ago when they played in the first round, where they ended the career, by the way, of Bojan Bogdanovic, and they ended the season of Mitchell Robinson. So 2 very important players during that Knicks playoff run, all out because of the Philadelphia 76ers. I don't want any business having to play them because of that reason. Fear the Deer says 76ers are finally healthy. We'll see if they can remain healthy. The story with the 76ers is always constantly health. Carl Edwards with a very generous super chat. Appreciate you, Carl. Thank you for that, brother. He said Dyson may not have a jumper, but he's giving you 12, 6, and 6 and first team all defensive play. Very true. I'm not putting that guy on the bench. Not yet. Not until you see him play in the playoffs and teams sag off of him and his overall impact is diminished because of that. If he can be good enough Crane said he's an offensive liability. Here's the pushback to it. Chicken Feed, appreciate you, brother. He said, the Chef Hat can get me a win on FanDuel. We'll see, brother. Here's the pushback, Graydon. Carl's not entirely wrong. 12, 6, and 6 is nice and impressive. Clearly, he has more value other than just putting the ball in the basket. He's a good rebounder for his position, and he's also a very good playmaker and passer for his position as well, especially being an off-the-ball player. The thing with Dyson Daniels and the offensive liability is we literally saw the offensive version of him when Josh Giddey went into the playoffs with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and obviously he was not guarded, could not knock down a 3, and ultimately Oklahoma City decided to move on. Now, the pushback to that is that Josh Giddey is not nearly the defender that Dyson Daniels is, so he still has the upside. But again, the name of the game in the NBA is obviously putting the ball in the basket. And if you become a liability, if your team ends up having to play 5-on-4 basketball because of your inability to do so, or at least contribute to doing so, then at that point, teams will have to start to think about, like, okay, what is the longevity play of Dyson Daniels? Is he like a sixth man rather than being a legit starter? Because he can't put the ball in the basket, because he can't make an open 3, or at least threaten to make an open 3, right? The thing with Dyson Daniels, though, is that he does a good job. He knows his limitations. He does a good job of moving without the ball. He does a good job of knocking down those in-between shots, a lot of those flip shots and floaters. Does a really good job of knocking those down. And like I said, he's a really good connected passer, like you put in the super chat, Carl. 12, 6, and 6, 6 rebounds, 6 assists is really nice value for an off-the-ball player like him. He's clearly trying and attempting to focus on impacting the game outside of those traditional ways of putting the ball in the basket, which helps, right? Which helps mitigate the fact that he really struggles in that regard right now. Kenar said, if we play Philly, got to get Rick Mahorn on a 2-way contract. You got to get somebody to just go out there and be like, don't try nothing, Philly, because we'll start it, and we'll make sure we end it. It really comes down to that. Alpha Kenny Buddy, what's up, Alpha? Mitchell deserves better than Harden as a teammate. It's funny. You might not be wrong. You might not be wrong in that. Zane, to the Cavs fans, do you think LeBron's coming home? Yeah, I mean, the reporting came out that it's pretty unlikely LeBron comes back to the Lakers. I think he goes back to Cleveland for one more season, and he has the farewell season, the farewell tour next year, and he retires. At least that's what should happen. Kenar said, yes, you cannot become Tony Allen on the offensive end. Yes. And I think Dyson Daniels understands that, and he's done a really good job of doing the other things. To Carl's point, 6 boards, 6 assists. Really good value on that end. Carl also said, the Hawks have 320-point scores. They don't need him to score. It's not about needing him to score. It's about needing him to be a threat. If he's out there and he's not scoring and he's standing in the corner, teams will just not guard him, brother. We saw this. We literally see this all the time. As a Knicks fan, I see it all the time with Josh Hart. Josh Hart is literally the souped-up version of Dyson Daniels in terms of the other things. Like Josh Hart can kill you with rebounding, can kill you with being a connected passer and a playmaker. He's a good defender, not the defender that Dyson Daniels is, but he's a good defender and defends bigger than he is, right? He can size up his defense. But the problem, come playoff time, for Josh Hart and the New York Knicks in particular, is that teams play 5-on-4 basketball against the Knicks. They will put their center on Josh Hart and they won't guard him, right? And so come playoff time, teams will likely try and do the same thing to Dyson Daniels. Now, depending on the success rate of that, right, will depend on the future of Dyson Daniels in a starting lineup for a team looking to compete for a championship moving forward. Because right now, the Hawks aren't necessarily a championship contending team. Right, they're still building. This is their first year fully trying to build a team around Jalen Johnson after moving on from Trae Young and all the things. So, it's going to be dependent, right? Because if Jalen Johnson sees double team after double team after double team because they're just double teaming off Dyson Daniels, right? And then they have their center on him, and then Dyson Daniels isn't moving well enough off the ball to find the open space because they have their center hanging out in the paint, it's gonna depend, right? It's gonna depend. How does Dyson Daniels find ways to impact the game by not having much of an offensive game at all? Carl said Josh Hart is a good comparison. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It depends, right? Dyson Daniels, how old is he, right? Young enough to continue learning and developing. 23 years old, 22 years old, something like that. Very young. So, Sons Jen, what's up, Sons Jen? Dyson Daniels is, I just want to see now that I brought it up, he is 23 years old. So still extremely young, still developing. Hopefully he finds that three-point shot again and becomes respectable from that range. But yeah, absolutely. We will see. We will see. Okay, so going around the league real quick, the Magic are up by 10 on the Timberwolves here. PK OTV, what's up, PK? The new Donovan Mbappe, Donovan Mitchell Mbappe, crazy comparison. Felipe said lead is funny good like Giannis and his bro. Oh, Ladad? Oh, we talking about LeBron? Still talking about LeBron? This is why you can't bring up LeBron in the chat. Too divisive of a player. Ay, ay, ay. And Detroit is handling business against Milwaukee here. Let's see, Cade Cunningham's tallying 75 first half points for Detroit Pistons, man. They just get better they have gotten better as the season went on. I think people are still underestimating the Detroit Pistons. I definitely expect to see them come conference time, and they will be a finals favorite coming into the playoffs here. At least in my opinion. I know everybody's got a love affair with the Celtics going on right now with the return of Jason Tatum and all the things, but East Bay Bird said Warriors and Lakers, man. Who do we got? Nobody's playing for the Lakers. We got to go with the Warriors, brother. Zane said, my fault, I mentioned Bron. Yeah, we can't mention Bron in the chat. Too divisive of a player. The conversation spiraled into talking about LeBron as if I care about LeBron. We are not covering LeBron. We've covered like 3 Lakers games this year because they suck to cover. 4 or 5 Lakers games this year because they suck to cover. You know, I don't care. He's 41 years old. The league has moved past him. We're moving on. Duncan Robinson with 15 points. I mean, the Milwaukee Bucks obviously aren't playing for anything and aren't playing anybody per se. I mean, they got Jericho Sims in the starting lineup. They got Torian Prince out there. So. Cade Cunningham his return, 13 minutes, 6 points, 5 assists. No turnovers. Duran's a plus 20. My goodness. 18-point lead for them at halftime. Cool. We don't really have to check up on that game until that one is over. Everybody's at halftime because they all started at the same time, except for Timberwolves Magic that's just starting their second half now. If Orlando loses this one, man, oh man. Felipe said, I said 20 great things and you picked my worst comment. My bad, brother. My bad. Chat's moving too fast for me tonight. We got a lot of people in the chat. PK said, I'm fine, thanks. I hope you are fine also. I'm good, PK. How you, I'm good, brother. I'm good. It's a good night. It's a good night. We were winding down the regular season, man. I can't wait for it. After tonight, we'll have 3 streams, technically. We'll see how many streams we do on the last day where every team's in action. We have at least 3 streams remaining here on the season. Can't wait for it. Before we move on to postseason coverage, right? Zane said, first time the Bucks missed the playoffs in a hot minute. Yep. And it will lead to the departure of Giannis Antetokounmpo. As it should. And probably a year too late. Chicken Feed said, Harden needs 26 so I can cover my parlay. I don't know if you're getting that, brother, but we'll see. He could definitely have a dominant second half. Lewis said, Knicks fall to the 4 seed. I don't know, brother. I don't know. Sons Jen said, how could you sneeze? Is there a person named Sneeze in the chat? How could I sneeze? I didn't sneeze. Fear the Deer said Giannis is not getting traded. It kind of seems like Giannis is getting traded in the offseason, brother. We'll see. Obviously, anything could happen, but I highly doubt that the Milwaukee Bucks want to continue this toxic relationship moving forward. Felipe said, this channel is the bomb. I can't wait for NBA playoff madness. Appreciate you, Felipe. It's going to be fun. David Diaz, what's up, David? Think Cleveland can come back? Suppose they're losing with star players. They absolutely can. 7-point lead's not a very big lead in the NBA, especially modern basketball, with how fast the game is, how quick the pace is, the amount of 3-point attempts that are taken and whatnot. So definitely. Real quick, before we start our second half coverage here, we can take a look real quick. 11 for Okongwu, 11 for Alexander Walker, 8 for Jalen Johnson. Nice ball movement and coverage all around. Kuminga with 14 off the bench. I'm standing right in front of it. My goodness, 14 off the bench for Kuminga. Huge. 9 for Gabe Vincent on knocking down 3 threes. Mo Gay even knocked down a 3. Alexander Walker with 11. Dyson Daniels with 9, 4, and 2 here tonight. He's also taken 3 threes, which is a big step in his improvement in terms of actually taking some open shots there. Dean Wade, 6. Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell leading the way. 16 for Mobley, 14 for Mitchell. Slight contributions off the bench from everybody. Everybody's at least scored, but they've only knocked down 1 shot. Keon Ellis only knocked down the 2 free throws. Hasn't hit a shot yet. All 3 of them coming from 3-point range. Real quick before we truly start, let's look at the team stats. The possession battle goes to Atlanta. 3-point battle goes to Atlanta. Free throws very heavily favored into towards the Cleveland Cavaliers as we start the second half now. So we'll continue to take a look at that as the game continues and we get some stoppages and some timeouts. But let's dive into it. Alexander Walker opens it up with a miss along the baseline. Here comes Mitchell pushing the other way. Mitchell along the right baseline. He throws up a floater, and he gets his to go down along the baseline. And it's a 5-point game. Dyson Daniels on the right wing, crossing over to his left down the lane, flips it up with the scoop layup, trying to go under James Harden. He gets the foul call. Harden can't believe it. He's going to go to the foul line. Dyson Daniels is going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws, though. Foul on Harden. Chicken Peas said, Knicks in the playoffs, Detroit in the playoff, OKC in the playoffs. These players on crank method of Redman, there's a player. Okay, brother. Felipe said, ex-Warrior, we hate Steve Kerr. Jonathan Kuminga hates Steve Kerr. The Steve Kerr experience is going to be interesting in the post-Steph Curry era because it's really going to test how good of a coach he is. Is he carried by Steph Curry or is he a good coach? And I think the post-Steph Curry era for the Warriors will truly define how people feel about Steve Kerr. Harden gets it over to Allen as the Hawks split their free throws there. Dyson Daniels splits his free throws. Harden dancing with it against McCollum, pulls it all the way out. Harden coming to his left, driving it down, and throws it off the Atlanta Hawks. Inadvertently trying to throw in a bounce pass inside. And it'll stay here with the Cavs. 3.3 on the shot clock, though. LA Life, what's up, LA Life? When Chevy hits you with the brother, that's code for idiot. Not necessarily. Mitchell turns and fires, falling out of bounds, well contested, hanging all over his jersey. Still knocked down the turnaround left corner 3 with the shot clock winding down anyway. No, they call it a long 2, toes on the line. Daniels hands it off to McCollum, coming to his right of the handoff, down the lane, in the paint. Fall away mid-range jumper from McCollum. Got to go. Vintage CJ McCollum there, dribbling his way to the baseline and knocking down the pull-up jumper off the screen. Here comes Mitchell, bringing it down the other way, being guarded by Alexander Walker in the lane. Throws up the floater. Got to go for Donovan Mitchell. Literally just a walking bucket, Donovan Mitchell. Can get to his spot whenever he wants and knock down the shot. It's a 4-point game, 70-66. And they call a moving screen on Okongwu. Donovan Mitchell trying to chase Alexander Walker there, fighting through the screens. Foong Pei, what's up, Foong Pei? Let us accept Kerr's love of smalls. Zane said, Spidey senses tingling. He's getting active. He's looking to take over. He knows playoff Harden is in full effect. He said, oh, man, I got to show up then. I really got to show up in the second half. Harden has it up top, being guarded by Daniels. They get over to Mitchell, curling off a screen, bounce pass over to Jared Allen, tries to throw down a thrunk over Jalen Johnson. Poor decision from Jared Allen. Loose ball gets taken away by Atlanta. McCollum catches and pump fakes out on the break, and he tries to kick it out to Johnson, but gets knocked away by Harden. Bad play from McCollum. Good play from Harden. Mitchell down the lane, gets caught in the air, leaves it off to Jared Allen, who pump fakes, draws the foul, gets the layup to go down, and he's going to go to the foul line for one more with just under 10 minutes to go here in the third. Chris Rowe, what's up, Chris? Sharon McLean, what's up, Sharon? Starting to feel some of that playoff intensity for sure. It's starting to build here in some of these regular season games. Some of these matchups really matter for playoff positioning. Jared Allen at the foul line for a possible three-point play. Allen does knock down his and one free throw. So we have a 1-point game, 70-69, 9:45 to go. Johnson walks into a pull-up three. He misses it. Rebound to Jared Allen. Here comes Harden, pushing the other way off the outlet. Has it on the left wing. Lobs it down low to Mobley, being guarded by Johnson. Jab step, puts him in the post. Spins off of him, going along the baseline. Pump fake, goes up. Layup. Can't get it to go down. Mobley can't get the putback to go down. Back to Allen, who gets fouled by Dyson Daniels and immediately looks to his bench looking for a challenge. And it looks like they're not going to challenge there. Hood Prodigy. What's up, Hood Prodigy? He's going to shoot 7 more times. Who's that? Harden? David House Jr. said, if the Cavs lose today, Knicks win. We can sit starters for the final 2 games, but if the Hawks and Raptors tied, do we play starters against the Raptors? This is a very good question. I think the Knicks will continue to play their guys for the most part. Maybe the last 2 games, like you say, they sit some guys in either of the 2 games, but Mobley knocks down both of his free throws. This is a very interesting dynamic for the Knicks as they're pretty much in a battle down to the wire here. They play Cleveland tomorrow. They have a game against Toronto, which could end up being a matchup for them. Jalen Johnson driving it down, tries to slip it over to Daniels, but gets knocked out of bounds by Cleveland. It'll stay here with Cleveland. It'll stay here with Atlanta. I'm sorry. 1-point game, 71-70. Cleveland up. All of it's dependent, right? Cleveland getting back into this. When McCollum off the handoff can knock down the right corner 3 off the inbound. And here comes Donovan Mitchell in the Cavs. Mitchell on the right wing, being guarded by Alexander Walker. Dancing with it, crosses over to his right, taking the baseline. Goes under the basket, kicks it out to Dean Wade, taking the baseline. Inside, Jared Allen, lefty flip shot. Got it to go down for Jared Allen. And the Cavs continue to dominate down low so far here tonight. McCollum hands it off to Alexander Walker. Walker coming to his left off the Okongwu screen, leaves it off to Okongwu, driving to his right, blows past the defense, 2-handed slam. James Harden with the classic Olay defense there, allowing Okongwu to just run right past him. Here comes Donovan Mitchell on the left wing. It's been all Donovan Mitchell in this third quarter here. It's going to be interesting to see what happens to this Cavs offense whenever Mitchell needs to go to the bench for his rest. Mitchell in the lane throws up a floater. Got another one for Donovan Mitchell, who's now up to 22 points on 10 for 11 from the field. He just is refusing to miss here tonight. Here comes Alexander Walker coming to his left off the Okongwu screen. Mid-range, pull-up, jumper. Got it to go for Alexander Walker. He responds right back with a mid-range jumper himself. Mitchell looking for a response. Coming to his right, dancing around the screen. Has it at the foul line. Step back, pump fake, kicks it out to Wade. Wade driving to his left. Stops, turns, kicks it back up top to Mitchell. Mitchell directing traffic. I think he's telling everybody to clear out. He's looking to isolate against Alexander Walker. Dancing with it. He's dominated the matchup here tonight. Mid-range pull-up jumper, maybe looking for the foul. Doesn't get the foul call. Battle for the loose ball rebound. Out of bounds off of Allen. The ball will go back to Atlanta. David said it all depends on who the Knicks want to play. Cavs already said they want Detroit in the second round. Yeah, and I think they have every right to want that with the way that matchup seems to have taken place so far this season. Zane said, Cavs got to get past the first. Beard might not let him. I think Mitchell is good enough. Mobley and Allen are good enough to get past the first round by themselves. It's about making like the actual finals or conference finals with James Harden on your roster. Steven Smith. What's up, Steven Smith? Go Hawks, go Knicks. Bruce Fowler said, Sheffy is like the Jeffersons broadcast in front of a live audience. Click like and subscribe. Appreciate you, Bruce. Appreciate you, brother. McCollum knocks down the mid-range jumper there to give Atlanta the 1-point lead back and forth. These two teams go. They quickly hit ahead to Merrill down the lane, kicks it out to Mitchell. Mitchell extra pass to Harden. The straightaway three for James Harden. Got it to go down. There you go, a big-time shot for James Harden. He needed one to go down for him. Here comes Alexander Walker to hit ahead to Daniels. Hands it off to Walker. Coming to his left. Half spin, down the lane. Euros down across the paint, out to Okongwu. And leaves it off for McCollum along the baseline. McCollum pulls it out, being guarded by Jared Allen. McCollum's going to dance with it. Loses the handle, and Jared Allen just picks it up. And here comes Harden pushing it the other way. Harden on the right wing. Step back right wing three. James Harden, 2 in a row. And the beard is heating up, and we're going to get a timeout from Atlanta as we get 7 minutes to go here in this third quarter. And the beard is heating up. 6 straight points. Back-to-back threes for James Harden, who's now up to 13 points, 5 for 15 from the field. Hawksum, what's up, Hawksum? Logan said, what is going on, McCollum? CJ McCollum dribbles it under the rim with the Nash dribble, keeps it alive, pulls it out on the other side. He gets Jared Allen switched on to him. CJ McCollum, he's like, cool, barbecue chicken. Let me dance. Let me do my dance. Loses the handle on the ball, and Jared Allen picks it up right in front of him. Right in front of him. Fear the Deer said Knicks have a hard game tomorrow. Yes, indeed they do. Yes, indeed they do. A second round preview against the Boston Celtics. Mr. P said, I thought Harden was out today. Harden is in and available to play in the starting lineup. The core 4 for the Cleveland Cavaliers all available and ready to go. Namar said, Knicks are winning tomorrow? I sure hope so. Johan, what's up, Johan? I need Harden 3 more assists and not 8 more points. We'll see. More than enough game remaining, brother. We have 7 minutes to go here in the third. Kyle Mahoney, what's up, Kyle? Will the Cavaliers win this? Currently up by 5 points. We'll see what happens when... we'll see what happens when Donovan Mitchell comes out of the game, because he has been almost their entire offense here. Osama, what's up, Osama? I'm praying I got 87K on the line. I just need the Cavs to win. I'm rooting for you, brother. Bruce Fowler said, go ahead. Ask Sheppy about any team. Go ahead. He'll break it down. You'd think he watched the Hawks every night as opposed to the Knicks. I stay up to date, and I do a lot of listening, brother. I do a lot of listening. I listen to a lot of podcasts about the NBA just so I can stay as informed as possible. I definitely don't know the Hawks as well as, Hawks fans do who watch the Hawks every single night, but I try to stay as informed as possible. As informed as possible. You can check the catalog on the channel. All the videos are there, right? So we have covered, I want to say, over 10 Atlanta Hawks games this year. So I know them an okay amount, right? I know them an okay amount. For somebody who's not necessarily a Hawks fan, I've watched a decent amount of Hawks games this year, from start to finish. The good and the bad. I've seen the Hawks play awesome, and I've seen the Hawks play miserable. So I've seen both levels of it. And then I've seen the middle as well. Fear the Deer said Jalen Brown is playing tomorrow. I would expect both teams to go into that game fully healthy and ready to go. It is a second round preview. It is in Madison Square Garden as well, by the way. And I saw an interesting quote from Jason Tatum where he talked about, they asked him, like, how excited are you to return back to Madison Square Garden, considering how it ended last year? And he said, not excited at all. He said, actually, it's a pretty traumatic thing to go back where the injury happened. I'm excited in the sense to, just get it out of the way, right? Rather than having to face that maybe come playoff time. He said, I'm grateful for the opportunity to do that tomorrow. So it's going to be a fun, interesting game. Here we go. We're back into our coverage here tonight. Alexander Walker tries to leave it off to Johnson. A miscommunication. Dean Wade picks off the loose ball, and he goes down the other end for a two-handed slam. And just a complete misplay from Alexander Walker and Jalen Johnson, the Hawks' two best players. Not communicating well enough, and a bad play from Alexander Walker. Kuminga is back in the game. The guy had the hot hand to start the first half, and he's back in it here in the second half. Alexander Walker down the lane. Scoop play with the left hand. Got it to go for Alexander Walker there in the drive and finish. Here comes Harden bringing it down the other way. Those back-to-back threes gave the Cleveland Cavaliers a little bit of breathing room. He's looking to dance now. He's got the touch. They kick it out to Max Strus. Pump fake, sidestep, right corner three. Comes up short, long rebound to Wade. Back out to Strus. Back to Wade. Wade in the right corner. Hands it off to Harden. Harden coming to his left. Being guarded by Alexander Walker. Now coming to his right now, isolated. Shot clock winding down. He's going to go to the step back three. No, he's going to drive it to his right. Down the lane. Floater off glass. Can't get it to go down. Battle for the loose ball. Alexander Walker picks it up and he's pushing it the other way. Alexander Walker has it up top. Pass fake. Tries to thread the needle inside to Jalen Johnson. A bad pass. The second one for Alexander Walker here. 2 out of the 3 possessions ended up in a turnover for Alexander Walker. He's got to clean up that play there. And they call an off-ball foul on Jonathan Kuminga, being overly aggressive with Jared Allen down low in the paint. Daniel Berry Sports. What's up, Daniel? Namar said, I thought injury report Jaylen Brown's out tomorrow. We could check that during the next timeout break, but I don't think so. Durson said, I think Boston rests a few tomorrow, to be honest. We'll keep an eye on it. Interesting. They get it into Merrill. Merrill stops, pulls it out, coming to his left off the Harden screen, spins, kicks it back over to Harden. Left wing three for James Harden. Got it to go for James Harden. 3 straight threes for James Harden. And regular season, James Harden has been activated. They kick it up top to Jalen Johnson. Bullet pass inside to Okongwu, who gets hacked by Sam Merrill. It's going to send him to the foul line for 2. Wayne Knight, what's up, Wayne? Is it over for the Hawks? Nope, not at all. Not at all. Still anybody's game. Cleveland just has the slight advantage right now. It's been back and forth all night. So they said, nah, Boston's going to try and put a stamp on it when they want. Boston's going to try and put a stamp on it. They want to get back bad. They want to get their get back. You would think so, but it's kind of, end of the regular season here. They're pretty locked into the 2 seed. I'm sure they're going to want to rest some of their guys going into the playoffs. They could absolutely rest their guys, a couple of guys, maybe not all of them, but a couple of guys in that next game. We'll keep an eye on it. Thurston said Boston really has nothing to gain or prove, risking a full squad when they will take the second spot. Yeah, I could see that happening. We'll see. We'll see as we get closer to game time tomorrow. Harden puts up the 3 over Kuminga, comes up short on that one. A little bit of a heat check for James Harden there. Well contested by Kuminga. Kill Alexander Walker bringing it down the other way, and they call an offensive foul on Jalen Johnson, trying to carve out positioning against Keon Ellis down there in transition. Jalen Johnson wanted to flop on Ellis, but that is a push off on Jalen Johnson. That is for sure an offensive foul. Not much to argue there. Plain as day. 5 minutes to go here in the third. They lob it over to Harden on the right wing. Harden back up top to Strus. Ran off the line by Alexander Walker. Driving to his right. They kick it out to Ellis. Left corner 3. Great ball movement. And it ends in Keon Ellis rattling in a left corner 3. Great playmaking there from Max Strus off the bounce. And Alexander Walker on the left wing. Coming to his right off a Johnson screen. Now they feed Johnson in the post being guarded by Harden. Johnson faces up. Now has it back in the post. Used his one dribble. Kicks it over to Alexander Walker. Coming to his left off the Johnson screen. Pull-up 3 for Alexander Walker. Comes up short. Battle for the loose ball rebound. And Okongwu ends up with it. Throws up the floater. Got it to go down. A little serendipity after Jalen Johnson able to knock that rebound loose against 3 Cavalier defenders. And it ends in 2 points for the Hawks. Harden has it on the right wing being guarded by Kuminga. Coming to his left off the Mobley screen. Pulls it back out as Okongwu switched on to him. And I think he wants to isolate this. Or is he calling for a screen? No, he's isolating. Harden dancing with it. Coming to his left. Down the lane. Throws up the tough floater. Way off on that one. Hit the side of the backboard. Rebound to Kuminga. Pushing it the other way to 5-on-4. As Harden's still in the backcourt. They leave it off. They swing it around. Extra pass to Johnson. Johnson. Pass fake. Driving it down against Merrill. Bullies his way in the paint. Gets blocked by Evan Mobley on the help. But Gabe Vincent able to pick up the loose ball anyway. He's going to pull it back out. We still have 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. Hawks looking for an opening. They get it over to Kuminga. Looking to isolate. Step back 3 for Kuminga. Comes up short. Fight for the loose ball rebound. Mobley ends up with a good tip by Harden to knock it over to him. Here comes Max Strus quickly pushing the other way. Behind the back, kicks over to Mobley up top, swings through to his left, down the lane, stops, turns, spins, fall-away jumper in the paint, comes up short, rebound to Johnson, and now here comes Alexander Walker walking it down the other way and clearly calling out a set for his team here, holding up 2 fingers. They get over to Johnson, now over to Okongwu up top. Hands it off to Alexander Walker. Off the handoff, puts up the left wing 3. Can't get that one to go. Rebound to Max Strus. Strus bringing it down the other way. 3:18 to go here in this third quarter. It's a 7-point lead for Cleveland. With Donovan Mitchell on the bench, led by James Harden here on 3 threes in this quarter. Harden has it up top, being guarded by Alexander Walker. Harden coming to his left off the Mobley screen, driving it down in the lane, pocket pass to Mobley, and a 2-handed slam. A beautifully perfect played pick and roll between Harden and Mobley there. Perfectly timed pass and a timeout for the Atlanta Hawks as the Cleveland Cavaliers go back up by 9. Namar said Josh Hart needs to go back to the bench. Well, he's not going back to the bench anytime soon, unfortunately. So, Zene said, well, either way, they get smoked. I hope so. Florida vibe. What's up, Florida? Ozahar, great game. Another great game here tonight. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. We're getting great games after great games after great games after great games to end the season here. Hopefully, we continue that going into Sunday's NBA finale, NBA's regular season finale. Okay, so back to the team stats. We can take a look at it now as we have 3 minutes to go here in this third quarter. The Cleveland Cavaliers have done a good job of fighting back in the possession battle. 9 made threes for each team. So Cleveland not only, so part of the reason why Atlanta held a 7-point lead at halftime was because they dominated almost every aspect of the game except for the free throw shooting. 21 free throw attempts for the Cavs, only 7 for the Hawks here tonight. But the Hawks were dominating the possession battle. They took more shots. They were dominating the three-point battle. They made more three-pointers. Now, the three-point shooting battle is completely tied. 9 for 23 for 9 for 23, as well as the shooting and possession battle almost completely tied as well. 34 to 65 for the Hawks, 33 and 66 for the Cavs. And the Cavs are still dominating the free throw battle. So that's where you get your 9-point lead from this free throw line right here, while everything else is now mostly tied up. As far as the rebounding go, the Cavs are dominating the boards. They've grabbed 4 more offensive rebounds so far. Assists go to the Cavs. Stocks go to the Cavs, 11 to 6. Total turnovers, 10 to 4. Cavs are winning that one. So as of right now, everything pointing towards the Cleveland Cavaliers. Total points conceded off of turnovers, 18 to 4. So definitely leaning towards the Cleveland Cavaliers right now. Fast break or points in the paint, 36 to 42. They're also winning the points in the paint battle. So they're winning pretty much everything right now. Largest lead for the Atlanta Hawks was 11. Largest lead for the Cavs is right now 9. And the Cavs have also led for 67% of the game. This is usually a pretty good indicator of who has had the advantage majority of the night and who will probably end up winning, as the opposite team tends to use more energy trying to come back into games when they go down this big. Showtime, what's up, Showtime? Chisco, what's up, Chisco? Bernard Johnson, appreciate you, Bernard Johnson. Unheard of, what's up, Unheard of? Bruce Fowler said, does your family know you're about to turn into a madman until June? They have, I've given them warning. I've given them a little bit of warning. They know what we're doing. They know what's they know what's going on. I don't know. They know how hard I've gone during the regular season. I've given them a bit of indication that we're going to go even harder for the playoffs, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, here we go. We're checking back in. Gabe Vincent bringing it down for the Atlanta Hawks. Vincent up top. It's being guarded by Merrill. Coming to his right. Swings it over to Daniels. Back to Vincent. Vincent gets fouled on a 3-point attempt by Sam Merrill, who just ran into him off the handoff action. And Vincent will go to the foul line for 3 free throws. He's been excellent tonight. He's 3 for 3 from the foul line and now gets fouled on a 3-point attempt. He's going to have an opportunity to get up to 15 points tonight if he knocks down all 3. Showtime said, subbed based on the basketball IQ just listened to. Appreciate you, Showtime. Appreciate you, brother. We stream 6 times a week. We watch as much basketball as possible, brother. Gabe Vincent misses the first free throw. He's got 2 more coming. Cam Smith, what's up, Cam? Max about to sell my ticket. Max Strus, 3 points tonight, 1 for 4 from the field, 2 boards, 2 assists. Patrick Fullerton, what's up, Pat? Big up to you and your family from Jamaica. Appreciate you, Patrick. Hope you're having a good time tonight, brother. Trisco said, who do you think is going to win? I think the team that scores the most points is going to win. No. I said from the start, Cleveland is technically the overall better team. They have the better record for a reason. Their core four are fully healthy here tonight. I definitely lean towards Cleveland winning the game tonight. I gave 2 points to Atlanta. I don't know why I did that. No, I didn't. Gabe Vincent knocked down the last free throw, 83-91. He only knocked down 1 of the 3 attempts. My goodness. Corey Kispert stumbles a little bit on his footing, gives Donovan Mitchell the wide open 3. He misses it. Offensive rebound to Mobley, gets it back out to Merrill on the relocation. He knocks down the 3, and it's up to 11 for the Cleveland Cavaliers here, starting to pull away. Their largest lead of the game right now. Gabe Vincent swings it over to Kuminga. Kuminga wide open from 3. He'll take it, and he'll knock it down, responds with a 3-point basket of his own. 86-94 is back to 8. 2 minutes to go here. Come on, timer. Keep up, timer. Keep up. Keep moving, brother. Keep moving. 8-point game, 94-86. 2 minutes to go. Mobley has it up top. Hands it off to Strus. Strus dancing around the Mobley screen. Coming to his left, being guarded by Daniels to the rim. Gets blocked by Daniels out of bounds. It'll stay here with Cleveland. 8 seconds to go in their shot clock. Showtime said Cavs win tonight. Then Hawks win at home. Friday? They play again on Friday? I did not know. YR5 with the Wi-Fi. Trailblazers of Spurs. Spurs are mightily injured today. No Steph Castle. No Victor Wembanyama. I'll lean the Blazers on that one. Mitchell, the step back 3 as the shot clock buzzer goes off. He has been incredible here tonight. They swing it over to Kuminga. Kuminga's going to drive it down on Mobley. Spins. They kick it up top to Daniels. Driving it down. Spins to his right. Throws up the floater. Misses it. Battle for the loose ball. Does not matter because they call the offensive charge foul on Dyson Daniels spinning into the lane. And the ball is going to go back to the Cavs, and all momentum pointing towards Cleveland right now, who are the home team. XJ OMS. What's up, XJ? I'll streak in the streets if Harden gets 7 more points. They feed it down low to Max Strus, cutting off a screen, slipping a screen. He was trying instead for Donovan Mitchell. Cut to the rim. Nice pass from Mobley. And Max Strus lays it up and in. Corey Kispert looking to respond on the other end. They feed it inside to Okongwu. Flips it up at the rim and draws the foul on Mobley. He's going to the foul line for 2 free throws. We got 1:12 to go here in the third. 2 free throws for Mobley. Forgot to give the Cavs that 2-point basket there from Strus. It's 99-86, a 13-point lead for the Atlanta Hawks with Okongwu at the foul line for 2. Fear the Deer said, when Corey is just got minutes for the Hawks. Corey Kispert, yeah. Surprised we didn't see him the other night against the Knicks. Surprised to see him in tonight for the Hawks. He's not doing anything so far tonight. 0s across the board. This is never what you want to see. Grab a rebound, big dog. Okongwu misses the first free throw, and this is not how you get back when you're trailing by double figures. Free throws are supposed to be free points, brother. They call them free for a reason. Showtime said Cavs won't admit it, but they want to stay the 4 seed and avoid Boston's second-round matchup. Watch their actions after tonight, depending on the Knicks results. I think the Knicks would rather play the Celtics in the second round than Detroit. And it's funny because I think the Cavs, I think you're right, would rather play Detroit in the second round than the Celtics. All things considering, I think those would be the best second-round matchups. Knicks versus Celtics and Cavs versus Detroit. I think that would be fantastic. Mobley has it up top being guarded by Okongwu. They get it out to Mitchell. Mitchell. Pump fake, but they call it an off-ball foul on Okongwu there. I'm not on Okongwu, on Alexander Walker. David Oz Jr. said Celtics listed Brown, Hauser, Keita, White on the injury list for tomorrow. Oof. All right. Listen, I don't care who plays. Just pick up the victory, right? It sucks not to see the Celtics play that one fully healthy, but pick up the victory. Strus down the lane, tries to leave it off for Mobley, but gets picked off by Alexander Walker. Good defense there. Under 50 seconds to go. They kick it over to Kuminga, left corner 3, well short. Battle for the loose ball rebound. Mitchell knocks it away from Johnson, and here comes Donovan Mitchell bringing it down the other way. He has it up top, leading by 12. Forgot to give Okongwu the second free throw. At least Mitchell all the way to the rim, gets the scoop lay with the right hand to go past Kuminga. They get it over to Kuminga. trying to quickly respond the other way. It's being guarded by Sam Merrill, driving it down, trying to bully his way into the paint. He's got nowhere to go, leaves it off for Vincent, pump fakes, pulls it back. Vincent back to Kuminga. Kuminga tries to get the inside pass to Okongwu, and it ends up as a turnover, no foul called. Donovan Mitchell is up to 27 points, and even more impressively than just the 27 points, 12 for 15 from the floor. Guy's not missing today. Guy's just not missing. The Atlanta Hawks have no answer. Dyson Daniels, Alexander Walker, it has not mattered. Both of them excellent perimeter defenders. Has not mattered here tonight. Donovan Mitchell up top being guarded by Alexander Walker. Mitchell crossing over, kicks it over to Strus. A three for Max Strus, and a bucket for Max Strus right there. And it's a 17-point beatdown here in this third quarter as the Cleveland Cavaliers continued their on-fire three-point shooting streak here in this third quarter. Donovan Mitchell completely taking over. 104-87, 17-point lead. And I'd hate to see the Atlanta Hawks start to fade here in the second half. Let's see if they have a comeback in store for the fourth quarter, at least to make things interesting. Win, lose, or draw. Willis Bowie, what's up, Willis? Scoot over, big dog. Oh, scoot over? Me? I thought you were talking about Scoot Henderson. Jeff Brown, let's go Cavs. They're hooping, Jeff. They're hooping tonight. Zane said, holy moly, Cavs cooking. Yep. Barbecue chicken tonight. Yep. Donovan Mitchell, 27. Mobley, 18. But even more so, look at the efficiency. 7 for 12 for Mobley. 12 for 15 for Donovan Mitchell. They are not missing. Whereas on the other side, you look at Jalen Johnson, 3 for 12 from the field. Not good enough. You look at Alexander Walker, 6 for 13. Not good enough. Kuminga showing up 8 for 12, funnily enough, off the bench. They're getting production from him. They're getting production from Okongwu, but not from your star players that you need. Your two stars, Johnson and Alexander Walker, need to show up. And right now, they're just not. And this is why people aren't very high in the Atlanta Hawks in the playoffs in terms of shocking anybody in a first-round upset. And it's because Jalen Johnson and Alexander Walker have not been to the playoffs as this level of player. Right? So they've never had to carry an offense against a defensive ready playoff team. And they're getting a taste of it here tonight. It's not easy when the defense is completely keyed into you. It's not a regular season game. It's a playoff series. They have prepared and scouted every single move, every single play, every single set, every single action you want to go to, the spots on the court you like it, the shots you tend to go to when you're on those spots on the court. It is difficult, which is why when you see stars play well in the playoffs, that's when you truly become a star. Jalen Johnson has to show up for the playoffs. He's getting a bit of a taste here. He had a game where he struggled a bit. He put up numbers, but he struggled a bit against the New York Knicks the other night. Struggling here. Again, putting up some numbers. The scoring hasn't necessarily been there, but he's got the 8 rebounds and 5 assists. Struggling a bit here tonight against the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is playoff level basketball, right? This is his first taste of it. XAY Chill, Zay B Chill. 3 rebounds for Okongwu. He's up to 5. You need 3 more. He's up to 5 here. Dre, what's up, Dre? Showtime said, Hawks have some really nice 3-and-D pieces, but they do need more size inside to advance further. I've been saying it all night, Showtime, absolutely. Okongwu, I really like Okongwu. I do. At one time earlier in his career, I really thought that Okongwu was good enough to lead a defense all by himself, like he was playing behind Capella for a while, and I was like, man, they got to move off of Capella and allow Okongwu to really start to spread his wings. They finally did it, and after seeing Okongwu as the starting center of this team, I like Okongwu a lot, but man, is he small on the inside, right? And I don't know if he's the right center to pair alongside Jalen Johnson moving forward, because obviously Jalen Johnson is the future of this team. Sons Jen said, and stand sideways at all times. We'll come up with a better way. I mean, this year was our first year in the green screen, so we'll come up with a better way to show stats next year so I'm not always standing in the way of it. Start of the fourth quarter, they come out, feed Mobley, roll into the rim, and immediately draws a foul on Johnson here, so he's going to the foul line for 2 free throws. Man said the Hawks need the Greek Freak. They could go out and get him. They could. AAF Fat. What's up, AA? Do you think Johnson will get 18 rebounds and assists? Maybe, brother. He could. He could. Naira, what's up, Naira? Is CJ coming back? He will indeed come back in at some point. Unless this is a complete blowout from the Cavs here in this fourth quarter. And CJ McCollum starting the fourth quarter, so he's in the game. Mobley does knock down the second free throw. He splits a pair. 105 to 87, 18-point lead for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Johnson has it up top. Swings it in the corner to Kuminga. He'll set his feet and fire from three, and he'll knock it down. Okay. Kuminga is not shying away from putting up shots. It's a 15-point game. Not out of the realm of possibility yet. They're still in this. They kick it over to Mobley up top. He'll look to respond. He misses that one. Max Strus right there knocks the rebound out, but right to Mo Gay. They get over to Kuminga, pushing it the other way. Kuminga driving it down, loses the handle on the ball, but it is off the Cavs, and it's going to stay here with the Hawks at least. BBY Keen, Baby Keen, what's up, Keen? This is dope. I'm playing 2K while listening to you commentate the game. Appreciate you, Baby Keen. Hope you're having a good time tonight. Sounds like a pretty fun time, not gonna lie. McCollum in the left corner, driving to his right against Schroeder. Stops, turns, spins, pump fake, leans in, got nowhere to go. Good defense from Schroeder. Kicks it back out to Alexander Walker. Shot clock winding down, spins off of Keon Ellis down the lane. Lefty layup, got it to go past Mobley somehow. 13-point game. Got to string together stops and scores if you want to make this comeback. At least make it viable. Mitchell will pull up three, can't get it to go. Johnson the rebound. Cleveland settling for a ton of threes here is definitely one way to allow Atlanta to make a comeback here. Johnson down the lane, throws up the floater, can't get it to go. Rebound gets knocked out of the air. Schroeder able to pick it up. Here comes Donovan Mitchell, one man to beat, and Alexander Walker goes right through his chest. Mo Gay with the chase down block, but nobody hustles back for the Hawks, and Mobley is right there to clean it up with the two-handed putback. You gotta hustle back. It's a playoff level type of game, right? This is a preview. It's a possible first round matchup preview. Kuminga left corner three, misses it. Donovan Mitchell with the rebound, bringing it down the other way. It's back up to 15. A little over 10 minutes to go. Schroeder looking to drive it down right past CJ McCollum, draws the foul and gets the scoop layup to go down. And he's going to the foul line for one more free throw. And just when you think that the Hawks are making a bit of a comeback, starting to build a little bit of momentum to start the fourth, the Cleveland Cavaliers show right back up. Showtime said, I hate when Mobley shoots a three with 10 seconds on the shot clock. He is the biggest dude on the court. Get in the paint. At least get a little bit closer, right? Like sometimes it's difficult to get into paint, especially when you catch it out by the three-point line. But at least get a little bit closer. At least become maybe like a knockdown mid-range shooter. It doesn't necessarily have to be the three. An occasional three here and there from Mobley is perfectly fine. But man, where's the mid-range game from Evan Mobley? Connor Simmons, what's up, Connor? Alexander, come on, man, need 3 more points. Schroeder knocks down the and one free throw. It is an 18-point lead for the Cleveland Cavaliers, 110 to 92. Is it possible for the Hawks? It is, but it's got to start early. It's got to start now. Johnson crosses over to his left in the paint, stops, turns, kicks it over to Alexander Walker. Alexander Walker back out to Johnson. Johnson up top being guarded by Harden. Jab step, puts up the deep straightaway three, can't get that one to go down. Rebound to Kuminga. Johnson has been pretty miserable with his jump shot here tonight. Can't knock down anything. To get it up top to Alexander Walker, he's going to drive it down in the paint. Ball knocked out of his hands. It's going to stay here with the Hawks. 7 seconds on their shot clock. Mojo said CJ's been stanking it up lately. Tough night. Tough night for Jalen Johnson and CJ McCollum with their jump shooting. Johnson has it up top being guarded by Harden. Jab step coming to his left. In the paint, throws up the floater. Can't get it to go. But a foul is called, and Jalen Johnson is going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws here. Suns Gen said he and Haunted Marionette kicked Suns in the face last night. Who is Haunted Marionette? Angel A1 Roman, what's up, Angel? Naira said, dang, CJ can't make a three-pointer. Nope. And they definitely need him to. Johnson knocks down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. Johnson goes 2 for 2 from the foul line. Fung Pei said, who's the lankiest fella on Houston? We talking about Kevin Durant? Is Kevin Durant still considered lanky? Mitchell down the lane with the Euro step, gets chased down, blocked by Mo Gay. What an effort from Mo Gay. Dyson Daniels hit ahead to Kuminga, and Kuminga smokes a layup, but Daniels right there, he smokes a putback layup. McCollum able to pick it up down the lane. He smokes a floater, and Jalen Johnson right there with the putback. My goodness. 3 missed wide open layups for the Atlanta Hawks. Maybe they don't want to win tonight. And then Dennis Schroeder dribbling into the paint against Mo Gay. Mo Gay knocks it off of him, and it ends up in a turnover. It's only a 14-point game, 9 minutes to go. More than enough time to pull this off. Johnson over the top pass. McCollum, pump fakes, being guarded by Mobley. Up top to Daniels, catches it on the run in the paint, leans in, kicks it out to Mo Gay. Mo Gay driving to his left, leaves it off to Johnson. Johnson will stop and pop in the right wing, and he misses yet another 3. Jalen Johnson, 4 for 16 from the field, is really hurting his team right now with that jump shot. Not going down for him here tonight. Mitchell has it. He's had decent looks. Donovan Mitchell has it up top. 8:30 to go. Coming to his right. McCollum picks it up. They show a double team to Mitchell. They swing it out to Schroeder. Schroeder, extra pass to Harden. Wide open in the left wing. Nobody eventually rotates out to Harden. Thankfully, he misses the wide open 3 for Atlanta. Here comes Atlanta pushing it the other way. They hand it off to McCollum. Swing through to his right. McCollum dancing with it. Crosses over to his left. Mid-range pull-up jumper over 2 defenders. Gets the friendly bounce off the side of the rim, and he gets it to drop down. And McCollum wanted the foul call. It's a 12-point game with 8:11 to go. It's a 12-point game. Not bad. Not bad. Still possible. Daniel Garcia, what's up, Daniel Garcia? I need Harden with 2 more assists to win my parlays. I'm rooting for you, Daniel. I'm rooting for you. Jones, what's up, Jones? Do you think Alex is getting back in? Alexander Walker? Yes, he will come back in eventually. It's only a 12-point game. Mojo said, what is Coach doing with Allen? He's been out since the half. I need a bucket. He'll come back in at some point here. Justin said, Cavs better not sell. 12-point game. Not over yet. Oliver, what's up, Oliver? Do you think Allen will come back in? Allen will probably come back in, yes. He will indeed probably come back in at some point here. The Cleveland Cavaliers core 4 showing up here tonight. Muhammad Somali, what's up, Muhammad? Do you think the under 237? Quick math, no. I don't think the under will hit. I think we'll go over. Ace Theone, what's up, Ace? Where's Sam Merrill? On the bench. He's probably done for the night. He could come back in, but I don't expect it. Jonathan Kuminga with 20 points off the bench. Incredible. Incredible for Jonathan Kuminga. Huge for the Atlanta Hawks here tonight to have his contributions. Dyson Daniels, 10, 6, and 2. Alexander Walker, 17 points on 14 shot attempts. Has not gotten himself to the foul line. That's the next step in Nickeil Alexander Walker's development, right? He's got He's developed himself into a nice offensive player, obviously, this year averaging over 20, whereas last year he averaged, I believe, 9.8 or something like that for the Minnesota Timberwolves coming off the bench for them. This year stepping into a starting guard role, and he's been excellent for them this year. But the next step for him is finding a way to get to the foul line, manipulating that contact, getting to the foul line to get some easy baskets. Right? He's become a really nice shot maker, but you got to subsidize some of the shot making, but getting yourself to the foul line. 17 points on 50% shooting looks good, but when you realize it's 17 points on 14 shot attempts, it's not as nice, right? You got to find a way to get yourself to the foul line too. Kenny Tran, what's up, Kenny? Assuming 25 points every 6 minutes per team. King McCoy, what's up, King? Do you think James Harden's going to get 20? He could. Foong Pei said, hey, Sheffy, I'm going to talk mad trash, okay? This one guy, he stands in front of the stats the whole time. My bad, brother. Sometimes you got to understand that I am indeed the star of the show. Not to toot my own horn, but the channel is named after me. Kamari Fletcher, what's up, Kamari? Can Johnson get 15? He can. Showtime said, Walker or Denny should be most improved player. I'm leaning more towards Walker. Towards Alexander Walker. I think has come out of nowhere this season, whereas we saw some improvement from Denny Avdija going back to last season. All right, here we go. We're back into it. The Kuminga picks up a steal, pushing it the other way. Layup with the right hand, got it to go down in transition. It's a 10-point game, y'all. It's a 10-point game. Under 8 to go. Not over yet. Not over yet. Is James Harden in the game? James Harden is in the game. He has the ball up top, being guarded by McCollum. Coming to his left, picked up by Mogay. Harden. Isolated a little bit. Coming to his right off a Merrill screen. McCollum switches back onto him. Harden likes this matchup. He wants to go at him. Driving to his left. Spins to his right. Hesitates. Step back. Gets stripped by CJ McCollum. He's done that multiple times against Harden here tonight. I don't know why he keeps going at this matchup. It's not the matchup advantage he thinks it is. They kick it to Mogay in the left corner for a three. Comes up short. Can't grab the rebound. Johnson right there for the putback. And they wave it off. And it's a late whistle, but they do call it an offensive foul. And Jalen Johnson pushing Dennis Schroeder in the back there. Gross with the Gross. 2 more assists for CJ McCollum. We'll see. The Atlanta Hawks are using a challenge here. Let's see the replay. Is it a flop from Dennis Schroeder? Hard to tell from that angle. So the collision is technically between James Harden and Dennis Schroeder. Jalen Johnson has his hand, it looks like, on Harden's shoulder, but I don't know if he necessarily pushes Harden into Dennis Schroeder. So it should indeed, I think, be overturned. This should be Atlanta basketball. Semi-Pro, what's up, Semi-Pro? The Strus close out games for the Cavs. Sometimes, if he's got it going. Sometimes. I don't know if the Cleveland Cavaliers have a set closing rotation. But I don't know if Max Strus is definitely a part of it. We know Mitchell's a part of it. Harden is likely a part of it. Mobley is likely a part of it. Jared Allen, depending on the matchup, is usually a part of it. And then that fifth guy is usually up for grabs, depending on who's playing the best that night. Steve, what's up, Steve? Harden, I need you to score. Harden with 16 points on 21 shot attempts here tonight. Not great. Not great. He knocked down 3 threes in a row in that third quarter to ultimately give the Cavs this big lead that they've been able to ride. Excuse me. Showtime said Cavs missing Jalen Tyson, which is a much better 3-and-D player as he plays good defense. Yep, no Jalen Tyson. The Cavs not fully healthy here tonight. No Jalen Tyson. I believe they were missing one other guy. Dean Wade, I know, was questionable, and he did end up playing. Thomas Bryant is out. I'm not even sure if he's going to be a part of the rotation come playoff time, but Connor Simmons, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you for that. Tiffany Baxter, what's up, Tiffany? Will Jalen get any more threes? Jalen Johnson? Jalen Johnson has yet to hit a 3 tonight. So I doubt it at this point. I mean, he's due for one eventually. Mazzy Meek on all platforms. What's up, Mazzy? Yes, Jalen will get a 3. Hopefully. Let's take a look around the league real quick. We are winding down our fourth quarter here. The Magic are blowing out the Minnesota Timberwolves here. Minnesota sitting out their top 3 guys. No Gobert, no Anthony Edwards, no Julius Randle. So to be expected outcome. At least it should have been this outcome. Should have been expected. And the Pistons taking business against the tanking Bucks here. And then the Nuggets and Grizzlies are just tipping off. They're a minute into it. We got the Blazers, Spurs later tonight. No Wembanyama, no Steph Castle. Thunder Clippers on the late night, 10 p.m. start time. Same with Mavericks, Suns. Thunder Clippers, probably the next most exciting game on the docket here tonight. 10-100, what is up, 10? Is Jared Allen in? Jared Allen not currently in the game, but we'll see who they come out with after this timeout. Unsuccessful challenge. Unsuccessful challenge. They wave it off. The putback dunk from Jalen Johnson, and the ball goes back to the Cavs. Merrill has it on the right wing to get over to Harden in the post against Daniels. Harden shovels it out to Merrill. Merrill feeds it over to Jared Allen down low. Takes the one dribble and throws down a one-handed slam. CJ McCollum wanted to travel. They don't give it to him. Dyson Daniels gets it over to Kuminga. Back to Daniels, swings it out to McCollum, down the lane, in the paint, shovels it back out to Daniels, back over to McCollum, coming to his left, foul line, pull-up jumper out of the mid-range, got it to go for CJ McCollum. Back to 10 it goes. But you got to string together your scores with stops, you got to string your stops with scores. Harden up top, coming to his left. McCollum switches onto him. Harden has attacked this, for whatever reason, attacked this all night. Misses that pull-up three right there. Battle for the loose ball, and they call the offensive foul, loose ball foul, on Sam Merrill there, holding on to Alexander Walker as they were going for the rebound. Riverside, what's up, Riverside? Jalen Johnson is currently out of the game. These are the players currently on the court for both teams. Alexander Walker bringing it down the other way. It is a 10-point game that can cut it to single digits as we approach the halfway point of this fourth quarter. Alexander Walker off the handoff from Daniels. Mid-range pull-up jumper over Allen. Got to go for Alexander Walker. It's an 8-point game. Not over yet. They've chipped 10 points off the lead. Largest lead of the game for the Cavs was 18. Harden has it up top. Coming to his left off the double screen. Cross-court pass to Dennis Schroeder. Almost lost it out of bounds, but he found a way to save it to Max Strus. And they call 3 seconds on Jared Allen in the paint. And the ball's going to go back to the Hawks. Oh, all right. 6 minutes ago, we are officially at the exact halfway point of this fourth quarter. Here we go. Here we go. Alexander Walker bringing it down. Walker has it up top, being guarded by Merrill. They get over to Daniels. Daniels driving it down, kicks it in the corner. Kuminga, pump fakes, back to Walker. Alexander Walker, a pull-up three, well contested. Got it to go over Dennis Schroeder anyway. It is a 5-point game, folks. 5-point game, 5:40 to go. Harden up top, spinning to his left. Ball knocked out of his hands. McCollum saves it over to Daniels. What a save, and he'll go the other way for the twin slam. It's a one-possession game. We're back into it. We're back into it. 5:30 to go in this fourth quarter. We got a one-possession game, y'all. One-possession game. I told you not over yet. I tried to tell you not over yet. We get a Cleveland Cavaliers timeout. Expect Donovan Mitchell to return. What a save from C.J. McCollum. Great hands from Dyson Daniels, knocking the ball out of James Harden's hands. Everyone expected that ball to go out of bounds. McCollum able to save it and throws the hit-ahead pass right on pinpoint target to Dyson Daniels going the other way, and he gets the two-handed slam on the fast break. Electro and more. What's up, Electro? Cap. Ola J. What's up, Jay? Thank you, Walker. Chaos Kids at another timeout. Another timeout. 5:30 to go here in this fourth quarter. C.J. McCollum with 10 points, 4 boards, 4 assists. Alexander Walker up to 22 now. Daniel with 12, Kuminga with 22, Mo Gay with 3. They're going extremely small to try and pick up the pace of this game against the Cavs, especially no Donovan Mitchell. Harden's not done a very particularly good job of getting himself into the paint, and even when he has not done a good job of finishing in the paint here tonight. 6 of his made shots have come from three-point range here. And as you can see, Donovan Mitchell will be subbing in now. They still are without Jalen Johnson here. Inspired decision here for Quinn Snyder. Not an easy one to bench your starting front court. No Kongwu, no Jalen Johnson. I expect them to come back in at some point, but they feed it over to Mobley, to Jared Allen, rolling to the rim. He leans in, looking for the foul. He doesn't get it. You got to be stronger with the ball, brother. We're in crunch time. Dyson Daniels tried to leave it off for Mo Gay. Misses the floater. Mo Gay with the offensive rebound. Kicks it out. Kuminga puts up the left wing three. Can't get it to go. Mo Gay battling for the rebound. He can't save it. It goes out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Hawks, though. 5 minutes to go. My goodness. What a battle here. What a battle. Marlon Brown with the Marlon. Which game are you doing next? This is our only game coverage here tonight. This is our only one here tonight. We'll be back tomorrow to cover Knicks Celtics. Should be a fun one. Justin said, still confident on the Cavs. They do have Donovan Mitchell back in the game, and he is indeed a closer. C.J. McCollum was going to inbound it. And they call an off-ball foul, and Sam Merrill holding on to Alexander Walker there. And it's a foul before the ball is inbound, and that's a free point. It's a free throw and the ball back whenever there's a foul before the ball is even inbounded. Lil Smoker, what's up, Lil Smoker? Mazzy said Hawks winning it. They got the momentum right here in the fourth quarter. Kyle Mahoney said hope Cavs sell. Showtime said Jared Allen needs to man up, dunk the ball, man, go up strong. It's his biggest flaw, man. It's his biggest flaw. Always looking for a bailout. Always softly going up. It's a 2-point game. McCollum will inbound it. They get it into Daniels. Daniels. Coming to his left. Driving to his left. Spinning to his right. Throws up the floater. Over Allen. Can't get it to go. And a good rebound from Evan Mobley there. Mo Gay was on the glass also battling for it. Here comes Harden bringing it down against Daniels. Calling for a screen. He wants Daniels off of him. Coming to his left. Mo Gay switches onto him. Harden isolated. Crossing over to his left. Leaning in. Down the lane. Flips it up. Draws the foul. He's going to the foul line for 2. Harden has been out of control driving to the rim all night long. Obviously easier said than done, but you can get caught with your hands in the cookie jar. That is prime Harden. That is vintage James Harden right there. And he gets the young Mo Gay caught in the blender. And he's going to the foul line for 2. Semi-Pro said, Allen looking like DeAndre Ayton out there. A little bit. A little bit. Harden knocked down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. KDZ Visuals. What's up, KDZ? James Harden and Allen. Come on. Amazing Boys. What's up, Amazing? Is Johnson in yet? Yes, Jalen Johnson and Onyeka Okongwu come in. They are back in the game now. Inspired substitutions for Quinn Snyder there. And great play from the Hawks to go on the run without those guys, without their star players. Harden knocks down both free throws to go by 4. 114-110. McCollum up top to get it over to Okongwu. Okongwu gets it over to Daniels. Hands it off to Alexander Walker down the lane. Wild lefty layup. Got it to go down. He was looking for the foul. He didn't get it. I thought that was either blocked or just a wild flip towards the rim, but he got it to go down. Donovan Mitchell crosses over down the lane. He flips it up wildly to the rim. They call it out of bounds off of the Cavs. And the ball's going to go back to the Hawks. 2-point game. McCollum, left baseline jumper, comes up short, rebound to Mobley. Got to get those to go down, man. You got to tie this one up. You got to put pressure on the Cavs. I mean, they're already feeling it. They gave up the 18-point lead. It's 2. Harden has it up top. He could look to extend the lead here. Harden dancing with it against Johnson. Harden, step back straight away 3. Can't get it to go, but he gets fouled by Jalen Johnson. And yet again, vintage James Harden baiting the young Hawks players into fouling him here. Dante Whitley Jr. What's up, Dante? Honestly, when was the last time Allen got a board? Jared Allen tonight with 16 points and 7 rebounds. Very Jared Allen stat line, I'm not going to lie. A very Jared Allen stat line. Jocelyn Castro. What's up, Jocelyn? 1 point or rebound for Allen, please. We'll see. KD said Allen grabbed 1 more rebound. Dan DN. What's up, Dan? Harden knocks down the first free throw. He's got 2 more coming after being fouled on the 3. Kyle Mahoney said, Hawks, let's get this money. Opa. What's up, Opa? Johnson fouled out. Jalen Johnson fouled out. I didn't even realize he had 5 fouls. Jalen Johnson fouls out. Tough one. Tough one. Jalen Johnson out of the game. Serge playing. What's up, Serge? The veteran James Harden is getting into the line. Yep. Got to get to the foul line. James Harden knocks down all 3 of his free throw attempts. It's a 5-point game. Under 4 to go here for the Atlanta Hawks. CJ McCollum will bring the ball down. McCollum has it up top to get it over to Alexander Walker. Swings through to his left, steps back, left wing 3 for Alexander Walker. Comes up short on that one. Not a great shot there for Alexander Walker. Rushing it, running our offense a little bit. Here comes Harden bringing it down, being guarded by Daniels. Coming to his left, pulls it out. Good defense from Daniels. Harden out by the half-court line, coming off a Mitchell screen. They switch it. McCollum guarding Harden. Turns his back, sees a double team, kicks it out to Allen, kicks it out to Mitchell, pump fake, swings it out to Merrill, extra pass, Mobley, a right corner 3, in and out, stays out, rebound to Alexander Walker, and he's pushing it the other way. Alexander Walker up top, coming to his left, putting his head down, attacking to the basket. Wild scoop layup finish, can't get it to go for Alexander Walker as it rolls off the side. Quick hit ahead to Merrill, over to Harden, Harden up top, down low to Mobley, gets wrapped up, and it's a foul on the floor, side out of bounds for the Cavs with 3 minutes to go here in a 5-point lead. Raven Seymour, what's up, Raven? Let's go, Cavs. We got more Cavs fans in the chat. Ronald McPaul, what's up, Ron? Always happy to see you, brother. He said, nah, can't, nah. And Nikhil Alexander Walker, don't take that shot. We don't need it. You don't need it. Not in that situation right there. 4 minutes to go. Run your offense. Try to get something downhill. Try to move the ball around. Mobley does miss the first free throw. He's got one more coming. And Toxic Bed. What's up, Toxic? PSC Moonton. What's up, PSC? Don't be a choke, Cavs. Here we go. 1000 said, is Allen in? You can see who is in the game right here, guys. These are the 10 players on the court at any given time. Mobley gets a friendly bounce off the front of the rim. He gets the second one to fall down. And here come the Atlanta Hawks bringing it down the other way. 6-point lead for the Cavs. McCollum dancing with it out of the mid-range, pulls it back out, being guarded by Merrill. Good defense. Now attacking to his left, leans in, puts up the mid-range follow-away jumper, gets the friendly bounce off the back of the rim on that one for CJ McCollum as he gets the drop down. 4-point game. Cleveland is in the bonus for the remainder of the quarter here. Harden bringing it down against Daniels. Harden coming to his right. Alexander Walker switched onto him. Harden winding down some clock. He's going to look to isolate. He's had the touch here in this fourth quarter. First 3 quarters was Donovan Mitchell. James Harden looking to take over here in the fourth, and he just loses the handle on the ball. Alexander Walker shot out of a cannon, pushing it the other way. Leaves it off. Dyson Daniels in the paint. Pump fake, shoves it over to Kuminga. Big one-handed slam for Jonathan Kuminga. James Harden doing way too much. Playoff Harden in full effect on that play. Just giving the ball right to the defense there. Mitchell has it up top, and he says, all right, James Harden, you go stand in the corner, brother. I'll end this one. I'll end it. Donovan Mitchell up top, swings it over to Merrill. Catches, pump fake, sidestep 3 for Sam Merrill. He's open. Way too strong on that one. Barely grazes the rim, and Alexander Walker with the rebound. We're under 2 minutes to go. It's back to a 2-point game with the Hawks and the ball. Alexander Walker down the lane, loses the handle on the ball. No foul called. And just lost the handle on it. Out of his hands, here comes Mitchell. He got the stop he needed, but you couldn't score on the other end. Mitchell in the paint. Pump fake, leans in, looking for the foul. He gets the foul call there. And nobody on the Hawks really arguing. Mitchell's going to go to the foul line for 2. Doing too much. Said, you know what's wild? You got a lot more like covering other games that's not the Knicks. Like what? Sometimes. Listen, man, we've done a lot of games this year. The most viewers we've ever had has been for the Knicks. But sometimes you get a very good basketball game and people want to tune in. Mitchell knocks down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. That's his first point of the fourth quarter here. They've mostly been leaning on James Harden. Semi-Pro said, dribble, 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 dribble. Harden specialty. Donovan Mitchell knocks down both free throws. Back to a 4-point game with 1:30 to go. 90 seconds remaining. McCollum will bring it down the other way. Mitchell guarding. McCollum up top. Crossing over to his right on Mitchell. Mid-range pull-up jumper. Too strong off the back of the rim there. Rebound to Jared Allen. I know that's a go-to shot for CJ McCollum, but no pass on that possession. No real screen. Just one quick crossover. Get to the mid-range pull-up jumper. Don't love that offense there. Donovan Mitchell down the lane draws yet another foul. No, they call the offensive foul on Donovan Mitchell, and he's calling for a challenge from his coaching staff. I don't know if they're going to go for it. And they're going to use their challenge here. I don't know. It looks like... So Donovan Mitchell does indeed grab the offhand of the defender, of Dyson Daniels there. The only way that I think they overturn this to being a foul on Dyson Daniels is if they rule that Dyson Daniels fouls Donovan Mitchell first, which then leads to Donovan Mitchell grabbing the hand of Dyson Daniels. They normally don't rule it that way, but we'll see what they come out with after this timeout. Jose Insane. What's up, Jose? I need one more assist from McCollum. We'll see. User. What's up, User? Electro said this will overturn. We'll see. We'll see. Foon Pei said, "Grats, you won basketball." Electro said, "Easy overturn." We'll see. We'll see. Sometimes I think a call will easily be overturned, and then we come back and they don't overturn it. Sometimes I think a call is going to stand, and we come back from break, and it's not staying. So me and the officials don't tend to see these calls eye to eye, man. Rock Range said, "You're in your element. Much success, my guy." Appreciate you, Rock Range. Appreciate you. Mitchell does grab the offhand of Dyson Daniels there. The only way they overturn this is if they rule that Dyson Daniels fouls Donovan Mitchell on a reaching attempt there across the body first before Mitchell does pull the arm of Daniels, because that is indeed an offensive foul on Donovan Mitchell. And from that angle that they just showed right there, I think this call will stand as an offensive foul, but we'll see. Here they come. Brandon Roberson, what's up, Brandon? Billy Bout-a-Bomb, what's up, Billy? I need to know for my call sheet bet. I'm rooting for you, brother. It is indeed a defensive foul first on Dyson Daniels before the offensive foul of Donovan Mitchell. So the call is overturned, and the ball will remain here. Oh, no, that's 2 free throws for Donovan Mitchell. They're in the bonus. Blamp General, what's up, Blamp? Ace said, "I need Sam Merrill for PRA. Do I got a chance?" I don't know, brother. I'm rooting for you. He's not in the game, so... Oh, he is in the game. He's got 6 points and 3 assists. Baby Keen, let's go. Donovan Mitchell with the foul line for 2. Can continue to extend the lead. 4-point lead right now. Daniels now fouls out of the game. Huge call. Semi-Pro said, "Who do you got for Rookie of the Year?" I got a lean flag, just slightly, by a hair over Con Knipple as Mitchell knocks down the first free throw. Just a hair over Con Knipple. If you got Con Knipple, you got it. I think it could go either way. I'm fine with either player winning it. I'm going to lean flag over Con Knipple because of the circumstance that Cooper Flagg has played with this year, where he is the number one main go-to guy, whereas Con Knipple can just kind of hang back if he doesn't necessarily have it going that night, playing alongside the talent of LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller. He's third on the totem pole on that team, whereas Cooper Flagg has to make everything go. Mitchell knocks down both free throws, 1:13 to go. McCollum bringing it down. Driving to his left against Mitchell. Kicks it in the corner to Kuminga. Driving to his right against Mobley. In the paint. Little fall-away jumper for Kuminga. Can't get it to go. Battle for the loose ball rebound. Mobley able to pick it up. Over to Mitchell. And this one is pretty much going to wind down here. It's a 6-point game unless we see a pretty disastrous end for the Cleveland Cavaliers here. Obviously, the three-point shot is the great equalizer. Harden has it up top being guarded by Alexander Walker. Harden dancing with it. Crosses over to his left. Spins to his right, leans in, step back, foul line jumper, can't get it to go. Rebound to Mogay. Quick outlet to McCollum, who has not had the touch here in this fourth quarter. Quick crossover, pull up three for CJ McCollum. Looks like he got blocked. Mitchell trying to save it, but it goes out of bounds. It's going to stay here with the Hawks. And there's 30 seconds to go, so you definitely have to start going for some threes here. Maybe not definitely, but you got to start. You either have to go quickly to the basket, or you got to take the three off the catch off the inbound. There's not enough time, 30 seconds to go. In the NBA, you start playing the foul game. They're going to get it into Harden or Mitchell, and they're knockdown free throw shooters. They're also getting the free throw lineups in right now to put Dean Wade back in the game. They sneak it inside. They kick it out. Extra pass to Kuminga. He's going to drive it to his right to the rim. They give him the open layup, and he smokes the layup. And Mobley able to save it from going out of bounds into Harden. 20 seconds to go. They show a double team. They get it out to Mobley. Hit a head pass to Wade. Wade across the lane. And they're just let the clock dribble out. And that will be the end of the game. Wow. Not even really going to fight tooth and nail to the end. They're just going to give it up there. Excellent end to the game for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Led mostly by James Harden. Got to give him credit. Got to give him credit. The Atlanta Hawks ended up fouling out both Jalen Johnson and Dyson Daniels at the end here. And honestly, just not a good enough game from their stars. Not a good enough game from their stars. Ronald McPaul said Kerr taught him that. Overall, the Pistons beat down the Bucks. We knew that. Nuggets and Grizzlies off and running. We are about to tip off Blazers and Spurs, but we are going to log off in a minute here. And the Cavs did indeed take down the Hawks. The Magic did indeed take down the Timberwolves there. Showtime said, I hope it's Hawks versus Cavs in the first round, as that will be fun to watch. I think Hawks win Friday night versus the Cavs in the first. I hope so. Hawks Cavs in the first round would be fun. Give me Knicks Raptors in the first round. As a Knicks fan, give it finally hopefully an easy first round matchup for the Knicks after being stuck with really difficult first round matchups for a while. They had the Pistons last year. They had the 76ers the year before that. They had who was the team they had before that? They had Miami. No, not Miami. They played Miami in the second round. Either way, the Knicks always seem like they get a tough first round matchup. So give us the Toronto Raptors this year. My goodness. Madsy said, dang, I was wrong. We don't know about 1,000. Laugh Cry, what's up, Laugh Cry? Loudmouth Lou, what's up, Lou? That was disgusting, blowing an 18-point lead, but they covered, I'll take it. Pretty entertaining end all around. I love that the Hawks made it a game down the stretch there. Fourth quarter ended up being 29-18. Only 18 fourth quarter for the Cavs after 44 in the third. And that's obviously the quarter that won it for them. They took the 18-point lead in the third there. But, those fourth quarter struggles, man, that's James Harden doing James Harden things. Donovan Mitchell is going to have to be the go-to guy down the stretch there. Ultimately, it worked out in their favor here tonight. They built a big enough lead, I think. Foong Pei said, Grad Sheffy and crew, great game with minimal referee interference. Great Cavs for the W. Yeah, I love the way the officials, as the game went on, started to allow a little bit more physicality. Perfectly fine officiated game in my eyes. Queen, what's up, Queen? Caviar's scared Hawks when Harden came back. Cavaliers scared Hawks when Harden came back. 31 for Mitchell, 21 for Harden, 22 for Mobley, and 16 for Jared Allen. So a nice all-around game for their core four yet again. But with that being said, that is going to wrap us up for the night. Like I said, tomorrow, we're done for the night, but tomorrow we will be live for the Knicks taking on the Boston Celtics, a prime time television game, y'all. It's going to be a fun one. It's a 7:30 start time, so we'll be live at 7. Loudmouth Lou with the subscription. Appreciate you, brother. Why are my subscriptions not popping off today? I don't know why. Can we do that? Can we do that? Will that come back on? It's not coming back on. I don't like it. I'm going to take a look at the alerts. But either way, appreciate you guys. We'll be live at 7 o'clock tomorrow, half hour before tip-off time, as always, for our pregame rundown. Shan Atwell, what's up, Shan? Will you be live for the Raptors versus Knicks? We will be live for Raptors versus Knicks. We don't miss Knicks games. They are my number one priority when covering the NBA this season. We have 7:30 to prime video game with the late game. Lakers Warriors, no thanks. Nobody's ready for the Lakers, so we're not watching that one. So that's the only game we're going to be able to watch tomorrow is Celtics Knicks. Okay. We'll tune in for Celtics Knicks tomorrow. And then we have Friday games, we have Saturday games, and then we have the final day of the regular season on Sunday. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Semi-Pro, appreciate you. Angel A1, Jerome, Foong Pei, Shan, Namar, Sons Jen, as always. End of days, appreciate you. Said you should host the Spurs game. No, we're going to end it right there for the night. No Wembanyama, no Steph Castle anyway, but I also have to wake up very early tomorrow morning. So that usually also decides if we're going to end up doing the doubleheaders. We will be live tomorrow for the Knicks versus Celtics. We'll be live during the weekend as well for some games, especially on Sunday, where every team will be in action on the final day of the NBA regular season. And then, of course, we got playoff basketball, y'all. We're going to try and cover as many games as possible. We'll definitely do a game a night at least. If not, trying to do multiple games every single night. But before we get, since we got to that, appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and move on to our closer. As always, shout out to all of our channel members, whether you were gifted a membership or you decided to become a member all on your own. I appreciate your support nonetheless, and I appreciate everybody for coming to hang out with me here tonight for yet another good basketball game here during this NBA season. Onwards and forward, y'all. We're going to keep moving forward. Got more basketball coming up, and we're not going to stop. We haven't stopped all season long. If there's anything that I will take pride in with this channel is the fact that we have been live every single night 6 days a week. Try to take one day off. You got to rest the voice. You got to set things up for the following week. All of the things. We have been live 6 days a week, all season long. Outside of some extenuating circumstances, family thing came up. I went to a game this year for the Knicks, so that was the one time we didn't stream a Knicks game. Mom weekend celebration a couple of weeks ago. You know, I took Friday and Saturday off. But I made up for it with multiple games on the weekends and all the things. We covered double headers. We've covered triple headers. We tried to cover as much basketball this season as humanly possible, as one man can cover. Again, everything is a one-man band up here. All the player graphics, everything you see on the channel. The scoreboard is kept by me. The scene transitions are done by me. Everything is a one-man band. So we're going to keep it going. Because why not? Why not? Appreciate you guys. Meekin Print? What's up, Print? My comment in the fourth quarter to Donovan, he's played to win the game, but not Harden, must go home and sweep the floor. He became an idiot, always turns over. That is play up James Harden, that is finest. But I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Remember, brush teeth before bed, stay hydrated, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Good night, everybody. Bye.